Hello, welcome everybody to SAFC TV Live. SAFC Fan TV Live even. It's a good start, isn't it? I was just trying to sort my audio out. I'm hoping that you can't hear too much of the background noise. And we will be joined by Connor before kickoff as well. Conrad, even. God, I need some coffee. Hi, Brian Scotia Mackham, who's doing the stream with us today. It's me and it's Conrad. He'll be on before kickoff. So there's just the two of us today, I believe, unless anybody else decides they want to join. They are free to do so, so we shall see. Yeah, the team's out, so it's going across the bottom. You should see on your screens now. Patterson with Silt, O'Nien, Ballard, Hume, Ekwah and Neil, probably as holding midfielders, Pritchard, Bellingham, Clark, and we've got a striker on the pitch in Rusin. Yay, a striker. So that's good.
Impacted the game, and again, we know they're going to want to score that out of possession, in possession, excuse me. I just want to focus.
Just got to bear with me 2 minutes. I am just trying to make sure the connection is sorted. So just bear with me.
For Regan Slater to just go and get himself onto the ball in a not controlled environment. But again, look at Carvalho. He recognises it's tight. It's one touch. I've got to do it quick, and then they can go and split those lines. Norwich tried to really play very compact between the defensive and the midfield lines. And then, again, you can see him making his way into the box. Doesn't quite get it on that occasion. But
how is everybody doing today? What do you think of the team lineup? What are your predictions for this match? Get them in the chat now while I'm sorting this out.
We know, as I say, our team do want to keep for the ball. But this is a transition moment. You look at him knows where that ball's going to go. Now, because he's already had the look, it's all about the execution. Can he find that pass to Tufan?
Right, we should be okay.
A team that's gone from picking up the ball on the end
hopefully
to getting a shot in the space of 10 seconds. And this one, absolutely loved. I'll just really show again his positioning on the ball. Comes in, 2 touches, 1, 2, pops out. And then this is where they're so hard.
Close that, sorted. Right, we should be all right there, hopefully. We've got 8 people in at the moment. So quiet ones there. I assume you're all watching it on Sky, or you're at the stadium, or you're in the pub, or something like that. So we don't expect loads of people to come through today. But for those of you who do make it through, much appreciated. I'm just going to wiggle this round so I'm in the centre of the screen instead of off to one side. 2-1 late goal from them. So, yeah, well, that'd be nice, actually. That'd be a nice result because at least we'd be going through the majority of it at 2-0. So hopefully you're not far off. But a clean sheet would be much nicer, obviously. 2 seconds.
In the league for the night. Just briefly ahead of this one, they played
right. If you're watching, Conrad, is that better?
Coming up next, Sunderland again.
Speak up if you're joining us. We are live. You can join in the live chat anytime. We are 10 minutes away from kickoff. Let's get your predictions in now. I'm happy he's played a striker. I'm not happy that he's still gone with pretty much the same formation as we always do. I was hoping, even with Elise out, I was hoping for a bit of a mix-up of the formation, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's see if Beale remembers how to do substitutes in this game, shall we? That's the problem we've had in a lot of them recently. So give us a wave if you're joining the stream. Say hello. Make yourself known. What's your thoughts on Beale as well? Let's get them out in the open. Do we think this Villa announcement's going to be at half-time? That's the rumours circulating Twitter at the moment. How true they are, I don't know. I found a report by a Turkish newspaper, I believe, or something random like that. I can't remember where it was from, but it was saying that it was already a done deal, signed, sealed, delivered. So, and then somebody else said that it was going to be announced at halftime during this game. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, something like that with this board. They like to maximize the marketing value of doing something like that. So I'm not sure how he'd get snuck into the stadium beforehand without being collared and posted all over social media. So that's going to take some doing. Excuse me. Oh. Where are we at, guys? Come on. Say hello. I've only got Brian Scotia Mackham in the chat so far. There's 15 of you watching. Lurking in the background. Let us know where you are. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching the game or if you're stuck with just me and Conrad. Unlucky if that's the case. Hopefully you're watching the game somewhere at the same time. Brian Scott, is it Scotia Mackham or Scotia, as in Nova Scotia? Anyway, Brian says definitely not inspired by Beale, but we have to trust and support him. I guess. I guess that's do you know what it is? If he just showed a little bit of passion on the side of the pitch and during games, I'd probably feel a bit more confident or a bit better about him. He just looks uninterested. And now with this recent leak of people, Will Still saying that he was offered first and he said no, now Beale's like, does he feel worse? Does he feel second best to that? I don't know. I don't know if that affects his... I don't know if he could look less passionate than he already does, though, I suppose. Maybe it's his poker face. Maybe it's so other managers can't read him. We could go with that story for now. Or maybe he wants his own cheer up Michael Beale song. Potentially, you know. Well, get us to the Premier League and we'll adapt the song for you. We're going to get another coat on the paint on the cabinets. What time is it over there then? Are you about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon? There's Conrad. Oh, I don't know if I'm excited for this or nervous. I'm really unsure. This has got to be... I mean, people were 50-50 on Beale before. And I mean, points on the board record, he's not terrible at the moment. But people are obviously still 50-50. And most people have then started to go against him recently. If he loses this, people are going to be out for blood. almost 4. So you originally from here then, Brian? Or did you just happen to support Sunderland from Canada? Mentioned you in a story. We'll worry about that later. Oh, everyone's in and out at the moment because nothing's happening and it's just some random guy talking to himself. So not even looking at the camera half the time because my match is here and you guys, well, my match is here and you guys are here. Well, I'll look at the chat. Oh, there we go. We're showing the tables here now. So we're level on points with Coventry. So it'll put the pressure on them if we get the win today. Here's Beale himself for a pre-match interview. I don't even want to listen to him, you know. He's very wishy-washy in these interviews. Born and raised here in Canada. And so you've no excuse. You've literally just chose Sunderland because you enjoy stress. Unlike a lot of us where our parents forced it upon us. Come on, Bill. You need to do something today, otherwise we're going to fire you and hire Troy Deeney. How the fuck did that get in here? That's when Conrad comes in, he's going to have to take over for a minute while I kill a flying thing. Because otherwise I'm going to be doing this all game. Come on, Sunderland. Thought Bellingham could have done with a rest like today, to be fair. I'm surprised he didn't. I know his recent comments have praised him, saying he's done really well with the current workload and that. But we've seen a difference from the first couple of games when he came on to like the last few games. It just looks like he needs that breakaway. There he is.
Hello.
There you go. Not talking to myself. You could talk to yourself for a bit now.
Fair enough then. I feel like I've done that most of the day. How is Brian? And I mean everyone.
It's just Brian. There's 10 people watching Brian talk.
Well, it's on telly, isn't it? So it was always going to be a quiet one. But I always think better to watch the game with somebody else. I did get offered Wayne's ticket earlier on. He very graciously offered it to me. And do you know what I thought? I thought that's a bit cold and no one would go with me, so I couldn't be bothered. I did to Terry, because Terry couldn't be asked to go either, and he's doing a live stream now as well.
Super professional. I'm going to leave you for a minute while I kill a flying thing.
Fair enough then. My time to shine now. I don't know how everyone else is watching it, but I've got the stream on from the Sunderland site, and they've just got the team on now, which we do have on the bottom. So we've got Patterson in goal. God, they're doing this in a funny order. Ballard, Job, O'Nien, Rushin, Clark, Pritchard, Sealt, Neil, Hume, and Ekwar. So I imagine Sealt's going at right back, O'Nien and Ballard with Hume at left. When we have Ekwar and Neil with Job, it's like the attacking one. And then we'll have Rushin, Clark, and who have I forgotten? Pritchard up top. I've forgotten Pritchard, lads, and he's on his way to Birmingham. I'm gutted.
Yeah, it's just showing there. We've got Rig, Triantis, Aushish, Benesse, Barr, Burstow, Hamir, Pembele, and Bishop on the bench.
I'm guessing you're watching on Sky.
Yes.
Cool. I've got the pass from Sunderland, so that's what I'm watching it on because Sky wasn't having it.
All right. Okay.
So we've got, but I mean, I haven't got the commentary on, so I can't hear it. We do have the Hull City team on, and then just to run through it, they've got Ryan Alsop, Louis Coyle, Jacob Greaves, Alfie Jones, Ozan Tufan, Greg Doherty, Tyler Morton, and it's gone off my screen, so never mind. All the
We
main
look like
thing
we're on the exact same time in there, at least.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is they've got Fabio I always want to say Cannavaro, but it's not that. It's the one from Liverpool, basically.
Yeah.
The one who scored a winner against the Mags last season. So, I mean, if we'd had a different ownership model, I'd have said we should have been all over that. That's the type of player that we should have been going for.
There's that list is a very long list.
It just feels like, yes, we go for good players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying any of the signings that we've bought have been terrible or anything like that, but you'd think that we would have had a look at him at least. I see we changed ends as well. We're going to be attacking the north stand first.
Hi, Paul Graham.
Yeah, Jigs. You owe me a Coke. Stadium's looking a little bit emptier tonight. I'm going to put that down to the weather, and it's on telly.
I've no Coke, but I've got pre-workout.
Oh, that's all right then. I've got post-meal.
So by half-time, you'll be asleep and I'll be jumping.
Pretty much. I don't think I've ever felt more relaxed on a live stream. I used to sit up and do it in the office, but I was like, nah, if I'm doing this, I'm sitting on the settee, getting comfy. I've mounted my microphone onto the arm of the chair. So I thought this is the best way. So we've just kicked off. I'll let you start, Mike, and then I'll take over for a bit.
You must be ahead of me then.
Oh, I might be.
We're swapping ends.
Oh, Christ, you're miles behind. I'll start then. So we've got a long ball forward down left side. Dan Neal's just taken a touch. Two players tackled him, and it's gone out for a throw-in right by the dugouts. God, my game will be at half-time before yours is even done. Even Brian in Canada is probably further ahead than you, and he's in a different time zone. Luke 09. Long ball forward on the right-hand side, makes its way over the left back to Pritchard, but just bounces out for a throw-in right down by the sort of near the corner flag mark for Hull. So not much happening in the first 49 seconds. It's going to be a long old shift, lads.
Yeah, and I'm on 40 seconds.
Okay, so you're 15 seconds behind. That's not too bad then.
This is going to be interesting. This is where it works better when there's two people in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'll be going, yay, and I'll be going, what?
Well, next time we'll buy a house in the middle of Burnley and Darlington and we'll see what happens. Clark now on the ball, left side, inside his own half, back to Hume. He's just having a look for options. Clark again, but 1-2's back to him. Very high press from Hull. Ballard plays it back to Patterson. Lovely blue goalie shirt for Patterson. Out to 09. He's just coming forward.
We look a lot more in control in this one.
Well, that's you'd hope so in the first minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, but compared to the last two games, we don't look as panicked, at least.
That's probably true. So just crossed over into the half. Clark plays the ball forward to Dan Neal, left side, almost where Clark should be. Cuts back, finds Pritchard, edge of the yard box, goes back to Clark, left side. He's running at the right back. He's got 3 on him, cuts back, loses possession. Hume manages to pick it up. He's having a run at them now. Doesn't quite come off, and Calavaro for Hull comes away. But they've given the ball away cheaply. Dan Neal's taken him on, done good to get past 2. Rusenter couldn't quite reach it. High press seems to be working for Sunderland as Hull come out. Hull now breaking forward on the left-hand side. I'm miles ahead of you, aren't I? I could just be describing anything at the moment. I'm not even watching the game.
It's clairvoyance in practice.
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm just doing what that guy did before we just buy the audio stream. I'm just listening to it and reiterating what the guy says back. So Ballard coming forward inside the half. Dick tried a little dink out to Joe, but didn't get there. Hull City defenders come away with the ball. Back to their left back now. Again, we're attacking the north stand. They're attacking the south stand for this one, as they've gone all the way back to their keeper, who's in a horrible blue-coloured goalie shirt compared to Patterson. It's not exactly the same colour at all. What are you talking about? Hull playing dangerously. It's broken to Neil, who couldn't get it under control, and Hull managed to come away.
Can they do that? I thought the keepers had to have different colours. What if he's up there for a corner?
I don't know. That's an interesting one. I've never really... It probably hasn't happened that much, really. Hull still can't quite get out of their final third. We're pressing high up the pitch with them and sort of nearly nicking it back. We've managed to win it back just on the halfway line here. We've gone backwards into our own half just to get a bit more control of the ball. Ballard and O'Neill have swapped sides for the moment. I was like, who's that at right back? But it's sealed. Big Jensen. It is Jensen, isn't it?
Yeah, Jensen's sealed.
Yeah. He's out there on right back. He's got the ball again. Came inside a bit, played it forward to Bellingham. Bellingham just approaching the halfway line, turns back into Sealt on the halfway line now. Seal all the way out, floats a long ball over to Clark on the touchline, controls it with his chin by the looks of it, but he still keeps it. He's attacking two players on him straight away, ball behind Bellingham, and he's lost it. Hull have lost possession. They've tackled Pritchard, but the free kick has gone against Pritchard. I'm assuming they're saying he dived.
I'll tell you on the replay in 2 seconds.
This, I think this referee's a former Premier League referee. I've seen him before, but I can't say that I know his name.
Yeah, Pritchard's rightly looking shocked at that one.
I didn't think it was a dive, or enough to at least be a free kick against him. The only thing I could assume is it wasn't a foul, and he's like held onto the ball or obstructed them getting it, and that's what he's given it for.
Yeah, well, it's a classic trick to pick the ball up straight away, isn't it? When you go down like that, it forces the ref's hand a lot of the time.
Hull crossing the halfway line, right-hand side. It's out with their number 8 on the right, overlapping run from the right back. Doesn't need him. Floats a ball in. Sealt wins the header just on the edge of the box with the Hull players. Pritchard's back to clear it up. Ekwar clears it out. It's not over yet. They're still in possession, Hull, with their right back and cuts inside. Calavara, I'm going to have to look up his name. The one from Liverpool. Right, the lovely little passes. They're right down the right-hand side again. We just can't seem to quite take it off them. No cross floated in yet. They've moved more centrally. That lad from Liverpool looking for a 1-2. Hull aren't alive to that. We're pressing a bit higher, but we're not getting the ball back. We've still got it. Oh, Bellingham's won it back. And somehow that's a free kick compared to what just wasn't given as a free kick for Pritchard. So we've managed to survive that little bit of, I don't want to say press, a barrage maybe from Hull.
Yeah, they enjoyed a lot of possession. He's just gone down there on mine. They enjoyed a lot of possession there, but there was no direct attack, was there? There was no, I think...
No.
I don't know if that's quite structured, our defence at the moment. So
they floated a cross in, but Sealt dealt with it quite well, and then they never really got a chance to retain possession on the edge. Lovely little flick inside to Pritchard. He finds Neil just crossing the halfway line, looking out towards the right-hand side. He's found Sealt. Very advanced for Sealt as he approaches the penalty box, goes back to Dan Neil. Dan Neil was closed down, but he's done well to retain possession there, spins. Pritchard on the edge of the box, floats one over to Bellingham, who just can't quite reach it, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. You can describe exactly what happened.
You might have to pause your stream for 10 seconds.
Can I pause? It's not having a pause option.
No.
So no, you might have to fast forward yours.
Yeah, I just... Wish I could.
So goalie's played it out, but they've lost the ball again, and Sunderland have won it back straight away. Pritchard trying to dink the keeper, and it's gone wide. I can't work out if he was trying to shoot or if he was actually trying to find someone who was running in at the back post. I'll get a better view here. So he wins it back. Who's that for? I think it's for Dan Neil, but it's a bit over him, who was running in at the far post.
Dan Neil points for it, doesn't he, as he's running in?
Yeah, too high for them. But They're playing very dangerously, Hull out the back. They're playing like we did against Newcastle, and hopefully we can take advantage of it like Newcastle did. We've won the ball back again.
I see my live at the same time you see a replay.
Yeah, exactly. Clark was charging forward. Hume manages to retain it, left side of the box, left-footed cross in, and it's gone out for a Sunderland corner. So meat pie, sausage roll. Ooh, we've got a corner. Come on, great song. Guys.
Clark's
Great
looking
song.
a lot more lively today. I'm liking that. He was lost at the last.
He's the only one actually putting. Well, I don't want to say that because the others are putting shift in, but he's the only one actually contributing at the moment.
Great
Corner's
catch from the
taken
guy in
short.
the giant orange coat, by the way. Just throw that out there.
Pritchard swings it in. It's looking at the back post. The Hull player heads it out for another corner on the far side.
I'm dreading a goal because I can't react.
I want to go, goal! That's not. Just sit down. No goal so far. Pritchard just strolling out to take the corner from the far side now from the northeast corner. Lots of players hugging. No love train on this one. Blows his nose because he's got a bit of a cold as our Pritch. Swings the ball in. Anyone up for a header? Ballard seems to be held. It's come to Clark. He's got his feet on it. Managed to get ahead of the right back. Crossed. Headed out by a Hull player. Bellingham didn't quite get there. Hull have it in their own corner. Can they clear? He tried to kick it off Bellingham and out, but Hull managed to get a bit further up. Gone back into trouble. We tackle. Is that our throw? No, apparently it's not. So Hull have got a throw in down the left side of their own half. Wow, that cough was loud. I keep thinking they're right back when they go through and quickly. I keep thinking it's George Honeyman because he did used to play for Hull, and he also had hair a bit like that with a hairband. So I keep thinking it's him, but it's not.
Yeah, he went dead long hair, didn't he, when he got to them?
Free kick against Sunderland from that one. I don't quite know what for. The referee sort of signalled like it was a push, but I didn't see a push there. Amanda Staveley's in the chat. Have you sorted your face out yet?
As 09 was following through, he grabbed hold of his shirt and pulled him back.
Fair enough then. I wasn't watching to see that. Sorry. Hull just passing it around again, edge of the area. Managed to get it through to their right back, just in behind Clark. Still looking. The press isn't as intense as it was a few minutes ago. Hopefully that's not going to be a theme for us. Oh, Rooston slipped over on the high press there. I'm not describing much here because there's actually not much happening. We haven't really left the same area that we were in. Clark's managed to win it back and wriggle free. Foul on Jack Clark, just inside the Hull City half closest to the dugout. I can hear your commentary. It sounds better than mine.
Except 15 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's a bit slow. So from the free kick, we're in the same position now. We've gone back to Luke 09, who's gone all the way back to Anthony Patterson.
11:22. This one looks the most up to date. Oh, crap.
Has it gone off? So Rooson's come deep to get the ball. Hume looking across the pitch. He's found Ballard just inside our own half. He plays it out to Seals. Seal looking for options. Is that to go back to Dan Ballard? 09 all the way across to Hume again. We're not being wasteful in possession, but we're also not carving out many forward passes here. Lots of side to side. Clark was immediately swarmed there by 3 or 4 Hull players and has won a foul, but inside our own half. Every time Jack Clark gets the ball, they've got about 3 or 4 Hull City players straight around him.
I think I'm ahead of you now.
I'm
Pritchard making a run through the centre.
Yeah,
With a shot at the end of it. Oh, it's a P-roller. Oh,
Yeah,
straight into the keeper's hands.
You're about 10 seconds. No, not 10 seconds. I'd say about 3 or 4 seconds ahead. So that's fine. We can live with that. Just pause.
I can pause.
Like you told me. I'm on Pritchard running through now on the replay. Running. And he's going to swing left and shoot. We've won the ball back. Clark again, gone back to Hume. Just slowing it down. Tries a little ball over the top for Bellingham to run in on. Bellingham has got it down left side. Trying to hold off the defender who's all over him. Oh, he's easily muscled off the ball there, Bellingham. Soft. Very soft. As Hull play it across the pitch. Ruson's chasing back here while Hull try and break out. Seal intercepts, but that's got to be our ball. Thank you. Exactly what happened to Pritchard before was fouled and he sort of hugged the ball. One of their players has done it and we've got a free kick. I remember when players used to get yellow carded for that, when they grabbed the ball with their hands when they were on the floor.
Well, technically it is a foul. It's a handball at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't assume the ref's called something.
It's the opposite of kicking it away, but it's just stopping them from playing on. Anyway, back to Patterson. I don't know what you've made so far. We've had 15 minutes and I can't say it's been a thriller.
Amanda Staveley says, enjoying the championship.
I saw she commented.
Let me guess.
She's always been a closet Mackham as Amanda.
All right, okay.
She couldn't have afforded us. That's why she went for Newcastle.
Was she part of their championship winning photo at the end of the stadium when they finally beat us?
Probably. She couldn't afford to buy a club with morals. So, Hull still in possession. They're keeping it a bit better at the back now, but they're playing a lot higher line. Floating the ball over. Ballard should win that header. He has. It's not really gone anywhere. Ekwa wins the follow-up. Neil didn't quite get there. Breaks to Clark. And it's gone out for a throw-in. It's Sunderland throw-in anyway, so he let it roll out. Here's one. Instead of Michael Beale, would you have taken Liam Rossinia? Because he seems to be having a very good sort of spell with Hull. And I'm sure, was he at Derby as well, I want to say? Last season?
You could say any name followed by instead of Michael Beale, and I'd have said, yeah, Troy Deeney's up for. I'd have took him.
That's an interesting one. That player from Coventry they had last season, the one who literally just missed the penalty, so they didn't get promoted, and then all of a sudden he's playing for Forest Green and being accused of he can't even be playing at this level.
Yeah. But he called his own players shit, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, Roy Keane did that for us, and we all just went, yeah, he's probably right.
A nice close-up of Michael Beale trying to fasten his coat. He's really struggling with that one. This is riveting television.
It is.
Even the cameraman's getting bored.
Exactly. Chill Panda says, hey, you guys, have a streaming site for the game? Yes. So, look, I was just going to say yes. Didn't ask which one. Bellingham forward. He's proper shit, isn't he? Is that our free kick or is that their free kick? I don't quite know what he's given it. He didn't really point. Do you know what I mean? He just didn't.
Is that a Hull player getting a yellow card now? Ozan's up and for a bit of dissent there.
Yeah, I was about to say, has he actually booked him? Because he really should do. He stopped him about 3 or 4 times taking the free kick there.
That Ozan does not look like an athlete.
No,
he looks like the guy I know up the road from the Chippy.
That's exactly what I thought as well. He's a bit. I mean, this is rich coming from me, but he's a bit more circular than athletes that I've normally seen. Hey ho, anyone they can get to play a game, I suppose. Right,
Hume forward. Sorry, go on. Yeah, Hume
forward.
Oh, Jack Clark takes it. He's fouled. Jack Clark just inside the Hull half. We've got a free kick there. It seems like they're jumping on Jack Clark straight away now, like a lot of teams. Pritchard takes a quick one, tries to play it forward to Roos, and it's got way too much legs on it. Goes out for a Hull goal kick.
Roosin stopped his run there. It looked like he sort of fainted like he was going to run. I think Pritchard read it too, and then obviously they weren't on the same wavelength.
There's a language barrier even when they're not talking.
I haven't heard Pritchard talk. What language does he speak? Don't we all speak fluent Ukrainian?
I just feel like angry. That's what... Hull with it now on the right-hand side. Great pressure there from Hume, keeping it out. It goes out for a Hull throw on this near side. Coyle with the ball.
Doherty claiming a push there, but refs having none of it. Here's what, that's quite interesting. The bottom of the Hull kit, you've probably just seen it, has got McVitie literally like a tramp stamp on the bottom of their own kit.
That explains the physique now. That explains the round physique.
Which
Sunderland,
player did they sponsor?
Their throw came to nothing. Sunderland took possession straight away. Some good passing back and forth here. Jack Clark's picked it up on the far side. He's making a run. Some pace down this left-hand side. He's got 2 on them. Their defender cuts in front of him. Sorry, I react before I commentate, but their defender cuts in front of him. I mean, looks like he goes to pull his pants down.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Like I did think that. So yeah, the defender sort of slid in front of him. Clark just straight up, I think, 2 hands on his back, but as he was slipping, it looked like he was trying to pull his shorts down a little bit. And Coyle's claiming a foul. He might have stood on his heel there, but completely accidental when he was running at pace there. But Coyle's up and playing on now, doing that really sort of gingerly walk that you do once you've hurt your ankle for a bit.
Or pretending you've hurt your ankle for a bit.
Yeah. You've already got the free kick. You don't need to pretend anymore.
Do we know what the black armbands on Hull are for?
I do not. Tune in for more useful insight.
Or tune in an extra time where we do an edition of Conrad will Google that for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much what that show's just become now. I realise we were only doing this to 7 people, but I'm quite happy with that.
That's fine. It's the people that watch it afterwards that can
Mock.
enjoy it as well. Mock as well. Right. So yeah, we are quiet because it's a bit wishy-washy at the moment. So Sunderland's got it all the way back with Ballard now. Ballard puts it back to Patterson. 09 coming down to make himself free there on this left-hand side. And he's got the pressure. Foul straight away on 09. He goes down like he's been shot from the crowd.
Did seem to have his legs taken out from him. It was that lad from Liverpool. Probably wasn't that much of a foul, but I think 09 just sort of went, right, I'll do it. Is it Carvalho? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Carvalho?
I've finally seen his name now, so it's Carvalho, not Cannavaro. That's someone completely different.
Right. We're back in play out on the right-hand side. Ballard to...
I do hate the way they cross it across their own box, Ballard and 09. I know they do it quite safely, but it just feels wrong to pass it across your own penalty box. I'm sorry, the nervous bit for me now is when it then goes forward to Ekwah. You think, is he going to botch this up now and we're going to have 3-on-2? I'm just thinking at least...
Hull come back with a bit of pressure. Solid Ballard stops that attack straight away. Job picks it up. Job comes back a long way to defend a lot of the time. He's really good at that.
He may as well be at you somewhere on the pitch.
Patterson needs to start doing some long distribution. He really does.
Cheers, Brian. Thank you very much. We do try. Tell all your mates.
all your other Canadian Sunderland fans.
Yeah. If you've got 4 devices in the house that all get YouTube, can you watch it on all of them, please? Just help us out, mate.
Just get the numbers up.
It's a quiet night, Brian. It's a very quiet night.
He's like, what are you on about, lads? I've already got 11 phones set up.
Yeah.
Right, yes, it is quiet. It's a bit back and forth.
It's a very drab game so far.
Yeah. Rusyn trying to apply pressure up on the Hull defence here. Ooh, they've got the same sort of distribution as us, trying to play out from the back. They're inviting us to do that high press, which we seem to be going for, so hopefully that doesn't catch us out. Tries a long ball across. Pritchard intercepts that in the centre now. Pritchard trying to make something happen. He's looking for options. He's got Ekwah with him. Passes it to Ekwah. Ekwah's looking around. He's got Job in front of him. Job dinks one forward. The passing's a bit sloppy. But 1-2 with Silt, and Hull come away with it.
That was the ball that needed to be a bit faster in behind for Rusyn.
All the passing's been a bit will it
Shit.
make it? Will it not? Like they're playing on a Sunday league, long uncut grass. Offside call there against Hume, I believe. The only way I can get ahead of you on the stream is by watching standard definition instead of high definition. So that's why I'm squinting like this sometimes.
That's why I'm wearing my gigs so I can see. Because otherwise, it's all standard def for me if I'm not wearing my gigs. That's a very, I mean, it is offside, but that's an incredible call if the linesman actually did see that rather than just guess. If he saw that on his own, he should be in the Premier League reffing every week.
It was probably the guess in that game.
It was a guess. It was a complete and utter guess.
Long ball forward from Hull. And
because even when they get computers to ask them about offsides, they never get it right. So
yeah, well,
Hume not happy with the push there that won Hull that throw. We're on 24 minutes. Two fairly average playing teams trying to figure each other out, I think. Is probably the best way of describing it. Oh, hang on. Hull in the final third. We've got numbers back, but he's just approaching the penalty area. Good tackle that. Great tackle from Pritchard, who burst forward. We give the ball away again, still in the final third. Cannavaro. Not Cannavaro. Carvalho. Coyle over the bar.
Yeah, that's what I was like that because of Pritchard's attempt to the ball attempted to go through to Pritchard and we just give it away straight away.
Yeah,
it's that shoddy passing.
If you watch though on the replays, Pritchard just carries on running forward despite us not having the ball.
It's belief. It's all about belief.
If I run forward long enough, they will win the ball back. 09, chased by I keep saying Cannavaro.
Rusin was down off the ball there. I don't know what was going on there. I didn't see what happened.
Hume hoofs the ball clear. I'd be proud of that one. That's Route 1 defending from me. I can tackle it further than I can kick the ball. Love it. So
far, no keeper really been tested in this one.
They've been tested with their feet. I don't think either of them have made a save so far. Oh, the daisy cutter to the goalkeeper.
But that's why I mean tested. That wouldn't test me, and I've not played for 6 years.
Well, I had a little flutter just before the game. Anyway, I put £2 on. That was just the food I ate, but about my bet. So I have Luke O'Nien to commit one or more fouls, which has happened. I have Bellingham 1 shot on target, and I have Clark 2 shots on target. £2 wins a tenner. So let's see. Oh, Daniel can't see from me.
Daniel Joblin.
This game feels like Parky days as a manager. I don't know why I feel like that. I feel the same way, mate. It doesn't feel good. It feels like the Parky days, but apart from that 10-game run that he went on, where we somehow managed to beat some teams. And I say, look, we beat teams like 4-5-0, but we were just not convincing at all.
But I mean, the last game against Hull was a bit like this, wasn't it? And then it was like
84th, 85th minute. Yeah. It's two teams who probably don't want to be, what's the word? Expansive and open football. They want to play a bit more conservative. And that's why they're not fully going for it yet. So we'll see how we get on. But as you can see, I think we've said absolutely nothing about the match for about 4 minutes there. And I don't feel like you've missed anything.
No, Hull's just pretty much passing it around at the moment.
Yeah. Brian's probably going, just tell me where the ball is. They're in Hull's half passing it around. Like that's where they're at. Have they crossed the halfway line? No. Foul from Luke O'Nien. If I'd have put 2 fouls on, I could have had that bit in as my bet. Hull have finally crossed the halfway line. Carvalho. I'll get it right eventually. It'll be 88th minute, but I'll get it right. I'm just going to say 45. It's easier because that's the number.
Where's Rusin there? If Pritchard seems to be the furthest forward playing.
Rusin's gone out to like the Patrick Roberts position at the moment. Clearly might have tried to stop. Well, look, Pritchard's even asking where they are. That no one's pressing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Arms up in it. Not quite Bruno Fernandes, arms in the air, but definitely urging his team forward.
I think he was looking towards Beale there. Beale's right on the touchline.
Yeah, even Beale seems to be gesturing, like, get up, get at them. Look at him wearing a hoodie under his puffer jacket. you're in the north now, mate. You should have a vest on, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. This is
Pritchard caught him there, but did apologise, and they carry on playing because Hull retained possession.
long ball forward for Hull. Dangerous. Cut out by Trey Hume.
They're in. Oh, good tackle. It did come down to him, but Sealt managed to get a foot in, broken to the right-hand side. Their centre-backs forward, Coyle's forward as well, playing it in and around our left-back sort of position. They've come back a bit to try and reset as they play the ball to the middle. Almost back to the halfway line now. Little ball inside. Is anyone going to get there? Neil gets there, but he tackles by giving it back to them just a bit 2 yards further on.
Every tackle's like that at the moment.
Good tackle that from 09, but it's back to Hull. Coyle driving forward.
Oh!
Oh, the first meaningful save as Coyle and I keep saying Coyle and the other Hull players. Coyle, the right back, did a little 1-2 in and around the area. Just got free and sort of toe poked a shot for the far corner, but it wasn't quite out of Patterson's reach, and we stay at 0-0. But it was well worked from Hull. Little short, sharp passes, and we were just completely taken apart there. And it was could have been 1-0, but we got away with it. Is probably the best way of saying. Hume breaking out now, tackled by number 8 for Hull. Doherty. It's got a C in it, so does that mean it's Doherty? Has he been carded? He's been carded as well for that one. That's probably for a few fouls, I think.
He's got some wicked turkey teeth.
I was literally just thinking, geez, the jaws on him. I'm sure he was a henchman in 2 James Bond films, this lad. Yeah. I'm sure he bit through a cable or something like that.
Shouldn't he still be on the Moonraker station somewhere? Is that what I'm saying?
Probably.
Hume now with it on the left-hand side, looking for a cross in, gets it back to Clark. Clark cutting on the inside to Ekwa, back to Clark, 1-2. Clark over to Ballard. Ballard's well into their half now. To Job, back to Ballard into our own half. We seem to be working the ball well, but going the wrong direction. Back to Job here now on the right.
Sounds like Michael Beale.
Back to Ballard. And back to 09. And back to not bothering commentating. Clark now with it on the left, making a run. It's intercepted by
Coyle.
Your lookalike of
Honeyman.
Yeah,
Coyle, the right back, got it there. But did you notice Clark ran at Doherty, and Doherty just moved out the way of him, knowing that he's on a yellow. So that's something as well. If Clark can keep getting at them, even repeated fouls or just something, make them foul you, make them tackle you. Eventually, they'll get it wrong.
Yeah,
and we might be able to get some cards in and get a bit of joy out of it there. That fourth official seems very close to Liam Rossini.
Go on, Rossini.
Oh. Got a headbutt there as Dan Neal breaks left-hand side, dinks the cross in just over everyone, chested back to the goalie. Rusin took one in the face there. I don't know if he got headbutted when he was jumping up for it.
Yeah, ref played advantage. That would have been a prime spot for a free kick there, unfortunately. I wouldn't... that's a shame about that advantage, to be fair.
So he did win the ball. He drove forward. It flicked up in the air, headbutted, but he got an elbow in the face from Coyle. It broke out to Neil, who dinked it in. It was over Pritchard, and they chested it back to the keeper. Ooh. Pritchard seemed to have been fouled as well on the post, it looked like. What a nasty elbow in the face there. I mean, I'm not saying it's a...
That's all forearm, all his weight. That's
that... I don't want to sound soft, but to me, you've led with your elbow in his face. That should be a...
But that's the 2 that's been all over Clark, that are both on yellows now.
Is Coyle on a yellow for that as well?
Yeah, that was Coyle on a yellow.
Right, fair enough. Good tackle, high pressing. Bellingham through to Rusin. Coyle, what the hell was that attempt at a dive? You know when you fall over, you're running forward, but you try to keep yourself up and you're just sort of stepping around. He went on like that for about 3 or 4 meters. What a delightful Friday evening we've had so far. 33 great minutes of football I will be forgetting as soon as I can.
And for those just joining us, we are still at Sunderland 0, Hull 0.
Patterson being pressed by number 45, Carvalho. Sealt wins the header. He did a long distribution, but we didn't keep it. Well done, Pritchard. It's going to roll out. Hey.
Should that have been a foul, though? He pulled him down as he went past him.
I'm not convinced that was a foul. If they score, though, I'm dead convinced it was a foul. I'm just trying to think. I know it's early, but I wanted to have a look at our bench just for options further on. So we've got Triantis, Pembele, Chris Rigg, Ashish, Bar, Burstow, Benete, and Semedo.
Ball through there for Coyle, but Patterson to its first.
If I was to make changes, I'd almost think this is a weird one. We've played Rushin, and I just don't think he's fitting into it at the moment, especially in this type of game. I think Bar would be better the way he's playing, but I'd also think this midfield needs a bit of a fresh set of legs and some of the bits. I'd give Rigg a go. I really would.
And get Ekwa out there. He's doing nothing for the last 3 games. Needs a reality check.
Neil, Job, and Ekwa are not being. I mean, Neil's been the better one, but he's a quality player. But well, they're all quality players. But I mean, they're just like we've all known for a long time. Bellingham needs a rest. Ekwa's not been the same since the dead leg, and Neil's just sort of. I don't want to say drowning on his own, but he finds it difficult. I'll say certainly.
To be honest, I thought Ekwa would be playing his ass off because he's got a chance of being replaced by a 33-year-old veteran at the moment. So
Jack Clark there pretended to be fouled, didn't get the ball. Whole break forward. Ekwa's pulled him back there. Is that going to be a card? Because he seems to be a bit card happy, this ref here, but I don't think so.
It wasn't very subtle from Ekwa.
No, but actually, it was a nice little tactical foul, which finally, as a defensive midfielder, he's learnt that's what he needs to do sometimes. That in that position, sometimes you've got to be a bit horrible. I can't even read that name.
Huller all over the fourth official.
I want to say Jovo Murray, but that's probably wrong. Is it like watching Brazil? It is if it was like watching the Brazil of the 80s try and play now. 50 years later.
At the age they are now.
Yeah. Imagine 80 or 90-year-olds playing with a man who doesn't understand football in charge. You're pretty close.
Oh, Clark with a great run. He's just took it past 2 of them. He's going down the left-hand side now.
2 of them can't foul him. They can't foul him. So, is it Tyler Morton's got back because he's not on a yellow? What's this referee doing? He's just stood there pointing.
Looping ball into Clark, finds him at the post. Clark heads it down to his own feet.
Yeah, that's
he
not his best
the height
move.
on that one.
Yeah, or it dropped a bit quicker than you thought, but it was one of them. He's gone with his head when actually I think he actually had time to take it down with his feet and get a shot away, probably. I love it when 2 players clearly don't want the ball and they just pass it back and forwards to each other.
Richard, a dangerous area, goes for a shot. Defender heads it off the line. Well, not
off the line.
That was a bit exaggeration.
Off the line for the
one
box.
of the lines on the pitch.
Yeah. Heads it away so it's no longer in the box. Hey,
I need to be you need to be the commentator. I need to be the random comments guy because I'm just.
You want to be colour commentator. I'll be play by play.
Yeah,
fair enough. Bellingham right hand side finds Sealt, who runs inside looking for options. They're all 3 players all said pass it backwards. 09 forward to Clark, left hand side. He's got Doherty and Coyle with him. Slides it in for Hume. Hume turns around. He could have had a left foot shot across the box there. Back to Clark, edge of the area. Dinks it across for 09. Floats it in. Doesn't no height on it at all. Ekwa wins it back on the edge, but not on his left. Is that a foul? No, we're playing on. Sealt on the ball. Back to Ekwa, who's got up. Left-footed, dinks it. That's a terrible ball, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Clark applauds the right idea, but bad execution.
I think Ekwa thought about the shot then and decided against it, and that's when he went down.
I would have much preferred him to have had the shot there, especially knowing what he's capable of with his left foot. Oh, Michael Beale's out, but then do you know who comes out? Mike Dodds, and infinitely, I already feel more comfortable that Mike Dodds is there. Why wasn't he just given the full season, you ask? I don't know. Hull pissing about at the back again, but we've dropped off this high press completely now. Just not bothering. Just playing it through us. They've done a long ball down the left side. It's just going to bounce out of play from their left midfielder. But because we've got the multi-ball system, we can get back to this
Isaac
feast of
says,
football.
how is Ballard getting on? I told him better be home on time for Daddy Isaac.
That's a very strange thing to say.
Very cold evening, everyone watching. Hope you're all well, having a great day, and you're not freezing yet. That's Ian Barron, our resident Darlow fan.
Darlow. I'd like to say Darlow on my second team, but that would just be a lie. Pritchard tried to find Bellingham forward, but the keeper was out very quickly. He was giving it straight to Pritchard on the halfway line. Pritchard pressed 2, 3. That's a horrible tackle there. Pritchard jumped straight up, but even the Hull players restrained him from going to fight. I think the bloke was doing it. That's Tyler Morton now on a yellow card. So that's 4.
Oh, 2 foot. That's...
Oh, it's a bit naughty, that one.
Is that?
But that's 4 players on a yellow card in the first half for Hull. You've got Doherty, you've got Morton, you've got Coyle, and the big fat lad.
Is that big Darlow stadium still there? The embezzled stadium that's empty?
It's still there. It's got the rugby club there now. I think it's Mowden Rugby Club play there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, Mowden's a little bit.
It was purely an event venue for a long time.
Oh, it still does that. Like, I'm sure we still do that from time to time. I think it was Elton John was probably last time at that ground. But yes, no longer the football ground, but just a venue, and the rugby club have it.
Pritchard setting up for this free kick now. I'll let you take this because I'll be ahead of you.
40 minutes gone. Pritchard sets up for this free kick, if you haven't heard that already. He plays it into 09, right-hand side. Cross, scrolls straight to the goalie. It's like we knew what we were doing, but we just are that bad. We couldn't get it done. Ian Barron, yes, it's the death of Darlington Football Club, unfortunately. Yes, it very much was.
09 seemed to take an extra step when he should have just pulled the trigger straight away there, I think.
Yeah, if you're doing quick free kicks, the general rule is they've got to be quick. 09 steps in, charges forward into the box, just loses it just before the keeper gets it. And the keeper screamed at his players to get that there, and he does have it.
Althorpe looks remarkably like Patterson from behind.
It's just the McVitie's tramp stamp that seems to be the difference in the two sides. The difference in the two kits, I should say. How long is he holding on to this ball for? He launches the ball forward. Ballard passes it back. Hull head it back. Hull retain possession. Forward on the left-hand side. Sealt's out to meet him. Cuts inside. Turns and goes back outside. Passing it back to, I think that's Tyler Morton's on the ball now, just inside the halfway line. Both teams are doing this thing where they sort of get it forward and then see how quickly they can pass it back to each other. Well, pass it backwards and pass it back to each other, that should say.
We're all going for that nominal possession stat.
Yeah. You don't get an extra point if for possession, lads. Just crack on.
Yeah, we'd be top of the league if you did.
Yeah. Still with Hull. They're out to Coyle on the right-hand side. Looking, no options, and they've gone all the way back to their goalie.
42 minutes in, and we've had one shot on target each between Sunderland and Hull. That's the kind of game we're watching here. Ian Barron, John Pickford made his first league debut for Darlington FC at the old Darlington Arena back in the day. He was on loan from Sunderland FC then. Yeah, that's the crying shame with what happened to Darlington, because they were a great feeder club for us to send young talent there. They could have done so much with that.
Neil forward, tripped by number 21 on the halfway line. He's getting a yellow card. Hull have had 5 yellow cards in the first half. Can't be 5, surely not. Was it a trip? He just stepped. No, he ran. Oh, that was a deliberate one. He just kicked the back of his legs out there. Yeah, 5 yellow cards for Hull in the first half. It's going to be an interesting second half with all of these players on cards. My stepdad, Stephen Holbrook played for Hull City in the early 70s. Memories. Where were Hull in the 70s at that point? I don't mean where were they. They're probably in the same location. Where were they in football terms? 09 plays it out to the right-hand side. Seal, right edge of the penalty area, taking on his man. Doesn't know what to do because his defender goes back to Ekwar. Ekwar left foot. Back, tried to get inside to Pritchard. We've managed to keep the ball. 09 all the way out to Clark, left side. He's a bit far out here. He's looking for his options, running across all the way out to Ekwar. Inside to Job. Looking for a route through. Back to 09. Back to Dan Neil. We're getting further away from the penalty box.
We're all in their half now.
Yeah. Ballard forward. Back to Ekwar. We're not getting any further forward here. Bellingham being hassled, pushed back. And they've gone back to Ballard again. Near the centre circle. They're very camped in, Hull, but we're not exactly getting through them at all. Clark looking for options. There is none. He goes all the way back to 09. Tries a long diagonal ball across to Seal, who wins the header. Then number 27 comes in and clears. Will Job retain possession? He does.
Sunderland still with this pressure on here. Clark with it on the left-hand side. Still trying to find a way through there, all over Clark. He needs to make that run, force that foul. They've got yellows, both of them. Forward to Pritchard. Pritchard, little dink to Silt. Back to Pritchard. He's in shoot. Oh! He swings at it and it goes over, miles over.
Yeah. Dinked it over the bar. I think it was...
Nice little 1-2 with Silt there, though.
He might have been falling as he went for it there.
Yeah, I think he tried to get too much of the angle when he was going the opposite way.
Yeah, it was a hard one to sort of take and shoot from that sort of angle because he really had to force himself over the ball to get it back across in there.
On the bright side, it's the shortest added time we've had so far this season. 1 minute of added time in at half time.
Could we not have just called it 0 and all agreed? Long ball forward from the Hull keeper. Pritchard wins a header. Rushan's got it. Heading over to right-hand side. Is he going to get there? No, the defender beats him to it and Hull clear the ball. Ballard running back at his own goal. Does well. Back inside to Ekwar. Lovely little 1-2 to sort of get a bit of a calmer set of possession. Ekwar's doing a lot of running, but not in a good way. He's just running around for the centre-backs to pass it to him. Clark takes on his man, easily skips past one because he can't tackle him, plays the ball forward. Dan Neil was held off there by number 4 and ball's gone to the keeper. That should be half-time. I'm praying it's
a good opportunity, but that was some good shielding by their defenders there.
I think we should. I think that's it. Half-time whistle must have gone because the scoreboard has gone off.
Are we going to see an M Villa half-time announcement? That's what the rumours have been on Twitter for the last day.
It's been a very non-event of a game so far.
Yeah.
2 very drab shots at goal as well. I did ask a source of ours at the ground who sort of would have seen them coming in if he was there. And he said, I haven't seen him so far, so we're not aware that he's there.
They'd have to do something really crafty to do this. They'd have to sneak him in on a catering trolley or something, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I'd much prefer them to announce Jose Mourinho was taking over.
Yeah.
It won't happen, but you know.
Different manager walks out at halftime.
Yeah. Ooh, I've got adverts on that. I didn't think they'd have adverts on the Sunderland stream. I thought they'd go back to our mates Danny Collins and Frankie.
I've got dolls dancing. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, so, what were your thoughts on that first half?
Yes, we've had 20-odd people in at any one time here. We've got 11 still at the moment, so definitely let us know what you're thinking so far, if you are watching it. If you're not watching it and you're just stuck with our commentary, tell us why.
Because it's unbelievable.
The quality.
Yeah.
Watch me react to a shot before he told you there's a shot.
I actually genuinely meant, what was your opinion on the first half, Mike?
All right, okay, my opinion. It was shite. It looked like we were in a bit more control, but to be honest, it looks like two very similar teams doing exactly the same thing. And this is the problem. We're both being very cautious, trying to feel each other out, and neither of us can retain possession for any length of time. I mean, Hull's throw. I've not got any stats in front of me, but Hull's throw-ins so far have gone to us every single time, nearly. You know,
they're clearly talking about Sunderland's high press on them playing out from the back, but I mean, it's not. If that's all they've got to talk about, it's not been great. I've got the stats of the game so far. We've had 46% possession, 1 shot on target. Hull, obviously 54, also 1 shot on target. Hull have had about 40 more passes than us. We've had 2 corners and an offside. They've had 5 yellow cards to our none. That's probably the biggest event so far this time. Yeah, it's a bit of a shitter. It's probably the best way of saying it. But it'd be good if we could beat them, just to sort of put at least one game between us and a fellow playoff rival.
What do you think Beale's like in the dressing room at half-time? What kind of manager do you think he is?
I don't know. It's hard to imagine him. It's hard to imagine him getting angry. Not that he needs to get angry, but I think you'd weirdly think like these players at least need to know like that this isn't acceptable. Like the way they're sort of just the way they're playing, really. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be something that's like, I have a feeling he'd be in there more sort of going, "Oh, lads, like you've done really well, but you know, just try a bit better and like, you know, keep an eye on the ball and then do this and then just retain it." And you're like, you're not actually saying anything, mate. Like, like give us a clear message, which is, I mean, looking at this, when we're actually getting our players on the ball to run at them, like Dan Neil, like Pritchard, like Clark, they're getting through them, and it's caused them a bit of problems. So clearly you'd think, right, the 2 good things or 3 good things that have worked there is quick passing and direct runs. Let's try that instead of this, because every time we slow down and we try and play this passing football, they're just getting numbers back, and then we're just back and forth around their final third. And
it's like we're trying. It's like we're trying to draw them out, but they're not falling for that one. They're not coming out.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. They're not.
But Clark's got a cracking opportunity in this second half now. If Hull don't change anything on that side, he needs to commit to their runs, because if they put that foul in, they're on yellows already. Not that I'm trying to get any players get a red card, but they might stand off that run a bit more if he makes it.
I mean, half of the outfield players for Hull are on yellow cards.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's certainly interesting. And then our team seemed to be out training, but none of the Hull players are out training, which is quite interesting.
I'm still on adverts, so the joy of Sky Television.
I think we'd almost want to say like we need a bit of something, a bit of unpredictability, which is where I think Chris Rigg would be a good one to bring in. I also think Bennett, however you say it, would be a very good one to bring in. I know he's not brilliant, but he's just unpredictable. Like, it just gives us something a bit different.
Be nice to just see him on the pitch.
Yeah, and I like Rusyn as a sort of person, but I would also just be like, do you know what? It's not working. You clearly can't play as a one on your own. So I'd almost take him off and put Barr on and just go, right, Bellingham, I know we don't really like it, but you play up front, no striker. Or you go Bairstow. Bairstow's not great either, but when Sunderland had their sort of purple patch earlier on in the season, the one guy that was consistent up front was Bairstow. Yes, he didn't score, but the team did better for that. It was a bit like when we had Geltart at the end of last season. He didn't score that many, but he didn't need to.
I'd like to see something dramatic from Beale to show some sort of, want to win. I'd like to see him pull Ekwar off and put on somebody up front with Rusyn rather than pull Rusyn off. Because I don't think Rusyn's been bad.
That'd be horrible.
I don't. It's better telling them what we're watching.
Yeah. It's debatable.
Oh dear. Save it for extra time.
Yeah, I will do. We'll talk about Michael Beale pulling off Rusyn. Just as another one, I've got an advert on for the kits. I really do like the pink shirt. I don't know what it is. the year we got relegated when we had that pink and purple stripes one. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that got launched. Defoe was when we had Defoe still, wasn't it? The pink and purple. Yeah.
I was going to say Defoe and Barini. I think it was Frank Defoe.
Oh, I loved Barini.
I've got a lovely advert on for Pucker Pies. Don't compromise. All these people seem far too happy to be having Pucker Pies. Like
the highlights that Sky's showing is missed opportunities. That's what the game's been like.
What, all one of them each? Missed opportunities.
Who's that? I don't know who's
Ian at the time. Sorry, we didn't read that before. So I think they were in the old League One in that day. So what would that be? Division 2? Because it was what was it? Premiership, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I was just counting. So.
Yeah, old League One would have been current Division 2, right?
Yeah.
Current
as Ted Lasso famously said, how come you can win the championship and get promoted to something that sounds worse?
Yeah.
It's like, you're totally right. I think they did one at the end where they finished second and he went, how can we get entered into the Champions League when we haven't won anything? And they were like, yeah, it's a fair point. And he goes, and you can finish as low as 4th to get into the Champions League. I mean, what's all that about? And they all just went, money. And he went, well, that makes more sense. Yeah, that'll do it. What have we got here?
Oh. Let's have a look what's going on here.
Wayne Duran, who was meant to be at the game tonight, gave me his ticket, but he couldn't go, and neither could I. Said, so unbalanced, it's unreal. Rather than drop Job to play Bar on the right, we play 4 centre mid players in Ekwa, Neil, Job, and Pritch. Seal doing excellent trying to get forward, but has no support. That results in Clark playing against 3. Why is he undroppable, Mr. Speakman? They have 5 yellow cards. We need to step onto them second half and play 5 yards further forward. What we'll do is take Rooson off for Bar and leave Job on. The lovely insights of Wayne Duran there. He's probably not wrong. He's not wrong about Seal. Seal's probably been the only one I sort of remember seeing. And it's not because he's great. It's just because he's actually going forward.
Yeah. Dan Neal's not been his usual productive self. I think he's had 1 or 2 runs and that's it. It's a strange one at the moment. But everyone was saying, I don't know if you saw the footage of the lads coming into the ground. The people, there were little video snips of, obviously you see them coming in like off the bus and stuff like that, and most of them looked deflated before they even got into the stadium.
I was thinking this before this Hull are out finally now. I think this is it, that Michael Beale's very relaxed, almost boring nature is almost rubbing off on the players, and it might be stifling their creativity, or it's just his shit tactics. One of the two. I don't know what to. I mean, I'm already on the. I always say, sorry, long day. I don't want to say like, oh, he should lose his job or anything like that. I just think it's just the wrong appointment right from the start. Like, it's not like he's done enough to warrant being sacked, so I can't go into that. But it's just the thing of, if you're looking at a model of how Sunderland should be going forward and the players you had, you picked wrong, and we all see that. Even if we don't agree with the model, we all agree this man was not the one for it.
It was a panic assignment. Because they went for Will Still, they went for a few others, and they didn't come off. And it was a case of, this is the first guy that's agreed to play under our model of you have no say in any transfers, you have no say in any staff. He's agreed to that, so we'll take him. Literally, if you want to send your CV to manage Sunderland, just write on it, I will do everything you say. No questions asked.
It really would be interesting to know. Sorry. Oh, it's been a really long day, guys, and I'm tired. It'd be really interesting to actually know how much of a say in picking the team you have. I'm not saying that Speakman comes down and picks the 11. I'm just saying, if your hands are being tied into, but we've paid this much for him, so really he has to play. To play, sorry.
Yeah.
like in someone like Bellingham. I mean, I've seen Ashish a few times, and I'm sitting there every time going, I don't quite understand what we saw in him. Like,
I'm not sure. I think he's got some development time, but I think he shows some signs of good. But if you think of when you first saw Jack Clark, come on, he wasn't the wonder kid you see now. It was,
famously, the Jack Dodds, who used to be on this channel, slagged him off something rotten for an entire sort of like half a season, I believe, on when we were in League One. And then I think he had to write, because I think he writes for Love Supreme. I think he wrote an apology to him the second in the championship and sort of went, "Yeah, I'm sorry, mate, got it wrong." Which is fair enough.
We can turn players around. We have got a good academy. We've obviously got some decent coaches in the back end somewhere, because we produce some good players. So you've just got to give them a chance. But we've not. We need that experience alongside it. That's why I'm so happy that all rumours at the moment are experienced players, because that's what we're missing. Oh, tomorrow, 8:30, Texans versus Ravens. There you go. That's my team. Texans are my team.
Very nice. Is this American rugby?
It's padded rugby here.
Yeah, padded rugby. Padded rugby where you're allowed 3 teams that you can just swap at any point.
Now, I had this discussion with an American football player, and he proved a point to me because I was a rugby player at the time. And I said, "Oh, we don't need pads, blah, blah, blah." He said, "Yeah, but you're only hitting, somebody's head's hitting you." I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And he had a helmet, and he got me to put the pads on, and he hit me with the helmet on the pads. Oh, getting hit by somebody at full pace with one of those helmets on is more painful. I was like, so
I just don't like it as a sport because
American
it feels wrong to me. It feels wrong to me to be like, shit, we've lost possession. Right, take off all our players and let's just put on all these defensive ones. Right, we've won it back. Take off all these players again and put the other team back on. You're just like in football, we couldn't go, hang on, Hull have won the ball. Everyone off. Come on. Right, 10 defenders on.
Sometimes it'd be nice.
It'd be nice, yeah. But because then it doesn't feel like who's got the best team made up. It more feels like, do you know what I mean? It's just who can make the best team at the time. A bit like Chelsea and Man City at the moment, really. Just don't like it. You should be limited on subs, so you have to balance it. You should be limited on subs.
It's good for the athletes because they specialise in a specific thing. Like if you're a defender, in a football team, you've still got to be able to attack, or in a rugby team, you've still got to be able to run. You know what I mean? If you're like special teams in American football and you're the kicker, that's your job. That's what you train for. That is it.
And they bring you on just to do that, and then right, off you come. But in rugby,
but we could do with a kicker for Patterson.
True. I don't know that much about rugby, but I'm sure South Africa have this little guy with like blonde, long hair, and it's like he's still out there getting absolutely hammered by all these like absolutely, brick shithouse units, and he's still causing absolute chaos just because of. But he's not shying away from it, going, "Oh no, they're coming near me." He's just like plays the game. That's just how it is.
Right, the smallest guy in the rugby team.
So no Jan Mvia. So never mind, Rusin's still out there. So Wayne Duran is wrong about his prediction. So don't go over and subscribe to Wayne's channel because he'll be wrong on more than one thing. It looks like no substitutions at all. Interestingly enough, Mike Dodds is at the edge of the technical area, not the other one.
Right, we're off. So Hull with the kick-off this half. Taking it back, long ball forward, into Patterson's hands. Here we go. Start of the Hull and Sunderland tennis game begins now. And it's Sunderland's serve, and it's to Hull. So when do we think Beale will make a sub at all.
88 minutes, I would say.
I'm going to go for the 80th. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Just passing it around now. Hull with possession, back of their keeper. And their two centre-backs. Started very slow. Nobody's come out guns blazing by the looks of it.
Cheers for watching, Brian. Appreciate it, mate. See you again.
Yep. Thank you, Brian. Much appreciated. We've lost our one active viewer.
And all 7 of his devices.
That's it. Leave the rest of the devices on, Brian, please. Sunderland with Clark into Job. Job taking on his man, loses possession. Back to Ekwa. Ekwa back to Ballard. Ballard across to 09. Just inside the Sunderland half. To Hume. To Dan Neil. Back to Ballard. Silt. Pritchard dinks it on, tries to find Rusin. Rusin's got a man all over his back, loses possession, and it trickles to the Hull goalkeeper. Exciting times.
Yeah, drama.
Hull look under no pressure at all. Slow, steady distribution from their keeper. Gets out to about halfway. Sunderland get possession back now with Dan Neil. And Neil everyone's trying to find a way through back to Ekwa. Ekwa having a look, dinks it forward to Rusin, who is again got a man all over his back and Hull game possession. Rusin's getting marked out the game on this one.
He's too isolated,
A
isn't he?
late
Ooh.
tackle or a collision there? No, yellow card for Ekwa. That's an excuse to get him off. Get him off!
Yeah.
Very late. He almost tackled our own player. Who did he go through to there? 09. He nearly took 09 out.
I think he did. Oh no, 09 stepped over it.
If you're just joining us, it's 0-0. We're into half time, into the second half, 48 minutes in. Hull with the ball, long ball forward for their keeper. Hume's up for the header. Doesn't go out very far. Hull's got possession now on the right-hand side, looking for a way through into our box. Giggity. Same player from both teams. They're just passing it around, trying to draw players out. We seem to be more taken to it. We seem to be pulling out a bit. Hull gets the ball in, and it's out and wide. Ball kick to Sunderland.
Yeah, it's been. It looks like the first half's pretty much carrying on in the same vein as the. Sorry, other way around. The second half is carrying on in the same vein as the first.
We need some excitement.
Playing out from the back.
We need some excitement so I can put it into the highlight reel as a short, but at the moment, it'll just be us two falling asleep.
Pretty much. The highlight so far has been Michael Beale pulling off Rusin.
Clark on the left now with a run. It's 3 in front of him. Stops, turns just inside the box, swings one in. Looks like he was trying to find Rusin, but just went behind him. Rusin was too far forward for that one.
I couldn't work
almost
out.
Almost in full splits.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't work out if it was behind him or just the angle of the camera, really.
Yeah, he tried to change direction too late.
We just don't seem to be able to get it to him, or he's just never in the right place, is he?
No. Hull throw straight to a Sunderland player, as per the rest of the game. It's just stinking back and forth. Ekwa's all over his man. He's holding his arm. He needs to be very careful, Ekwa. He's on a yellow card already.
God, yeah, just done another foul and then... I'll tell you what, Rusin's good at winning headers in the air, Like, for a very short player, he doesn't half get a good spring on him.
He just needs somebody up there to play off with him. I would like to see Pritchard getting up a bit further because we know he can do it. Or Bellingham up with him, We just don't seem to be pushing in that final third.
Did I see right that Mayanda scored 2 in midweek, but they didn't
In
even
the
play
under 23s or under 21s or something, isn't it? Yeah.
something like that. But he's not even in there.
Hull with possession now on the right-hand side. Hume applying the pressure. They're playing it back and playing it across field now. Oh, they've got to run through the middle, takes on Pritchard, past him. 1-2 with Hull, some dinky passes. 9 just gets a foot in there. Looks like he got kicked at the same time. He's down. His face is in the grass. He's eating worms. He's in pain. Oh.
Are we going to be forced to actually play a centre-back? What happened then? Did he just land awkwardly or something?
He's limping, but he is on his feet. Look how wise teams get to our short possession quickly. Look how high Hull are. That's where we should then be going for that long ball over the top.
It's what we did to them in the first half. Like, Christ, we've lost it already.
Mm-hmm. This is what I mean. They've been told at half time he's always putting it out short, so apply the pressure early. I hope O'Nine's telling him that now.
Yeah, look, even there he's saying.
Yeah.
He did that against Newcastle, though. A couple of times he did some short passing that was just like, that's not the one. But then he just rolled it straight to Ekwa in the middle of 2 Hull players.
There's trust in your teammates and there's just dangerous balls. It's just not good.
Yeah.
That's my nickname with 5 kids.
I think I laughed more at the fact you were laughing at that than the actual joke. Still nothing happening.
Well, if you are still watching us, well done you. It's a very uneventful game at the moment, but we do have a set piece coming up for Sunderland. Pritchard setting up to take this corner, so let's hope something magical appears now, like Ballard flying 12 foot in the air above everyone else.
I could much prefer it to be Bellingham, just because I've got him on in the little bet that I have. So Bellingham to score, and then Clark 2 shots. That'd be nice. But
one deflected out and
definitely not going to happen. Yeah. Honestly, I think I've seen Coyle on the deck more than I have on the floor.
Why can't other teams defend like us and leave the shortest man in the pitch unmarked in the middle of the?
Yeah. Just bizarre, isn't it?
Right, come on. We need to make this sound better than it is.
What a great game you're watching. There's no point lying. It is what it is. This is an absolute true. But this is what we've been all saying about Beale and Sunderland. It's really dull. And it looks like we've got no cutting edge or any sort of creative flair, which under Mowbray, at least we had that.
I know it's a Friday night, but there's quite a few seats filled. It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet. And for the Stadium of Light, nobody's on the feet. It's just quiet.
It's like all the atmosphere's been just sort of sucked out, and it's not because we've conceded or, we're getting dominated on. It's just because it's bad.
Well, when we first got Beale, this is what the Rangers fans were saying. It's the way he plays. It was just, it's horrible football. Oh, and we lose possession in a dangerous area, putting Hull in on the right-hand side now. Seal looks like he's gone down, holding his face. That's a head injury, ref.
That's 09. It's not Seal. Yeah, it's on the far side.
That's standard definition.
Oh, he's back up, though. He's definitely saying he got elbowed there. He got back up to try and get the ball, but...
Should have stopped it as soon as he was down holding his face, but,
Yeah.
Is what it is. Hull still with possession here in the Sunderland half, trying to find a way through. We're very standoff in our defence, aren't we? We're just holding them back. Nobody's committing to it.
We're very much, this is our line. You're not coming past it. We won't do anything to tackle you, but we're just holding this.
We'll just hope you won't shoot on target from here.
Sealt's actually been our best player, and he's playing at right back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jovo Murray, how to go backwards in 3 weeks. It's not funny. No, it's not. It's absolutely shocking.
Hull with possession now inside their own half. There is one or two Sunderland players that are still trying to put a bit of effort in, mainly Pritchard and Rusyn at the moment. And obviously Sealt's having a good game, but something in the centre definitely needs to change. How long will it take Beale to realise this? We can see it.
Persisting with this drab midfield and this striker that just doesn't connect to the rest of our team.
Sealt holding off his man, stopping the cross on the left-hand side now. Pritchard 1-2, Ekwa in front of him. The 1-2 holding possession in a very dangerous area. Oof. Ballard gets it clear as far as Pritchard. Pritchard under pressure to Ekwa. Ekwa to Job. Comes all the way out now to Clark. Clark on the inside to Hume, to Job. Sunderland enjoying a little bit of possession here for a change. Same again, trying to draw them out with these little passes and they're just not falling for it. And then Clark's pass is just wasted forward. Ekwa regained possession in the centre. He's done something. Mark that down. Back out to Clark. Clark still trying to find his way through. Goes to get past his man, gets tripped.
Yeah, and he's on a yellow, that lad.
Don't ask for the card. Don't ask for the card. You will get booked if you ask for the card. Was that Bar the other week that asked for a card and got booked for asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Pritchard setting up. It is a free kick. It's in a very dangerous area. This is definitely shooting territory for Pritchard.
Shooting or floating one in for a header, yeah.
He needs to have a shot. Floating's just not worked recently.
No, exactly. Right, I'm going to have to leave you a minute. Just get some medicine for the little one. So I'll be back in a few minutes.
No worries. Oh, you full screened me. Ugh. Right, here we go. Pritchard setting up for this free kick now. Lots of bodies in the box. Here he goes. Whips one in. It is a shot. Hull player gets to it. I think it's out for a Sunderland. Is it out for a corner? Yes, it's out for a Sunderland corner. It was a powered shot there for Pritchard. I thought he'd go for that, but to be honest, I thought he'd go for the far corner. Try to get more of a curl, but he went quite direct with that one. He's here to take this corner now as well. A key man on free kicks and corners. How we've not given this guy a contract yet, I have no idea. Pritchard now setting up, delivers the corner, comes in straight to the keeper who punches it out, and it's all the way out. And it's Jack Clark, I believe, that's picked it up just at the halfway line now. He's got Pritchard with him on his left, gives it to Pritchard. Pritchard into Neil, I believe. Ballard now with it all the way out right to Sealt. Sealt gives it to Job, who's playing on the right at the moment for some reason. Back to Ballard, to Ekwa in the centre. Passing balls to people that are already marked. Ballard takes it past his man, delivers one forward to Pritchard. Sealt with it again on the right now. Back to Ballard. I've said back to Ballard more times than anything else in this so far. Whipped the ball forward. Finds a way through. Ends up with Jack Clark. Can't get it under control. Hull come out with it. And it goes out for a Hull throw-in as well. On the far side, just inside the Hull half. Michael Beale sat there with his hands in his pockets, no emotion as usual. Nice shot of him there. It's a Hull throw now, just inside the Hull half. Throws it out. That's the first time they've retained possession of a throw, and it's gone back to Sunderland. They looked for a free kick, but they've not got it. It's with Ballard. Ballard to Job. Job to Ekwah. Ekwah forward to Pritchard, who turns, tries to take on his man, does get past him, gets a foot on him. It's a free kick to Sunderland just inside the Hull half. That looked like a sore one. It looked like he kicked the bottom of his studs there. Ekwah takes a quick one to Job. He's literally hand gesturing, where is everyone sort of thing. And it goes back to Ballard. It's out on the left now with Hume. Hume up to Jack Clark. Jack Clark making a run on this far side. He's got three people in front of him. Dinks one through. Almost gets all the way through to Rusin, but stops. Long shot from the... Oh! That's got to be the best shot of the game from... Was that Hume? Yes, it was Hume. Hume with the best shot of the match so far. An absolute screamer from outside the box, forced to save by Allsop. So it's a Sunderland corner. How is the best shot of the game so far come from Hume? That's insane. Pritchard looking to set up for this corner now. Whips one in high to the centre. Comes all the way past, ends up with Job on the opposite side. Job now with one man in front of him. Puts it out to Ekwah, coming in towards the centre. Ekwah delivers one into the centre where there is nobody waiting for it at all. And there's a foul. Ballard went up for the header. Called a foul against him, and it's a Hull free kick just inside their box. That was a cracking shot from Hume. Allsop was good to see that because there was a lot between him and the strike. So Allsop did very well. Great reaction save from him. All hats off to that. I can always appreciate a good keeper. That's where I played. We've got Hull players warming up to come on. They know to do substitutes around the 60th minute. Unlike us, we'll wait till the 80th minute when we're, too little too late as always. Barr should be well beyond the pitch by now, especially the way he's been playing. Hull with it now, just inside our half. 1-2, try to dink it through. Ballard is good to get to it and gets fouled as well. So Ballard's been on fire with his interceptions, his key interceptions. Probably has kept us in the game without even knowing it. It's back to Patterson now. Short distribution to 09, who's got somebody on him straight away. To Hume, to Ekwah. Ekwah to Hume. Hume's got three Hull players around him. Puts it to Ballard in the centre. Ballard now looking up, making a bit of a run, trying to find options. Out to Silt on the right. Silt signals to his right, but runs into the centre with it. Passes it to Dan Neal. Dan Neal in the centre now. It's not Dan Neal. Was that Hume? I can't tell. Dan Neal and Hume look very similar on this TV. Out for it. Delivers one into the centre. Hull gets the head to it and gets it clear. Hull looking for the foul, but there was no foul there. Ref says get up, and Sunderland have possession on this right-hand side now with Bellingham. Bellingham to Ekwah. Ekwah tries to get one across. It lands luckily for Job in the centre. Job, we need to find a strike. Job has a shot. It's deflected straight off a Hull player. I don't think that'll class a shot on target for Conrad's bet there. Clark running the inside now. Cuts one in. Dinks. Oh, Rusin gets a foot to it, but it goes out. Sunderland claiming for a corner, but I think the refs give a goal kick. Replay here now. Jack Clark cuts past his man, cuts one on the inside. Rusin gets his back heel to it. It's a clever little play. It is a goal kick. And rightly so by the looks. Oh, no, it's a corner. We've been given a corner. I thought it was a goal kick. Well, I'm not going to argue with the ref when he gets it wrong in our favour. That's fine. So Pritchard setting up for this corner now. 65 minutes in, still Sunderland 0, Hull 0. Pritchard delivers one into the centre. Oh, that Ballard up for it, heads it, just goes out wide. Now that's a Hull goal kick. That was a Hull substitution, and I completely missed who that was for, but Sharp has come on. So we've got Sharp on the pitch now for Hull. No, it doesn't look like any changes anytime soon for Sunderland. I'm not seeing anyone warming up, taking a jacket off or anything. Someone tell Beale to make subs, man. Fresh legs can change a game. Right, Hull with it on the right-hand side now, but Sunderland managed to take it and get it back to Patterson. Patterson now looking for the short distribution. Hull are high pressing for it. Puts it out to Hume on the... Oh, it's 09 on the left, sorry. 09 making a run down the left to Clark. Clark back to Hume. Hume delivers a long ball forward and finds Clark again. Delivers one in. I don't know if that was Clark or if it was Daniel overlapping. It's... I'm in standard definition. Sorry, guys. Unless we get a close-up, sometimes we can't see who it is. And we keep changing positions so often, it's unreal. Right, Hull short distribution now. Back to their keeper. The high press doesn't work if it's only two of you lads. You know, so... Rusin putting pressure on the keeper to deliver a long ball. Goes forward, Sunderland get possession. Clark picks it up on the left. Cutting in on the inside to Job. Bellingham goes for a shot. It's wide. I think it might have touched one of their defenders. It might be a corner, but the shot was wide either way. Let's have a look at this replay now. So we need Job to find his shooting boots again. Yeah, he gets it. I can't tell if it clips. It goes between three of them. I think we've got the corner, but I still couldn't tell. So we'll take it anyway. Pritchard again setting up for this corner. Ballard, the target man, having a bit of a battle with Hull's 29 there in the centre. High one delivered in. Bodies all over the floor. Hull get a head out to it. It ends up all the way out and it's back with Pritchard. Pritchard with Clark. Clark to Ekwa. Ekwa in the centre. Loads of room. He's going to go for a spectacular and it is a field goal. Definitely a field goal. That was well over, but central. 12 people watching. Thank you all 12. You are absolute heroes. Yeah, there was absolute carnage in the box there, so... Well, welcome back, sir. Wonderful, I think. Best shots of the game came from Hume.
Oh,
superb shot. We've got an injury to Hull.
Good.
It's your Honeyman lookalike. It's so bad he's just took his hairband out. That's how bad the injury is to his ankle. He's took his hairband off.
He must be raging. So, God, I thought I'd have at least missed something. Do you know what I mean? Just like
we've had a few good attacks. We've had about 4 or 5 set pieces. Bellingham's had 2 shots. Neither have been on target, unfortunately, for your bet.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jesus, what are you doing to me?
The first one could have been on target, but it was literally hit the player right in front of him. So I don't think they'll give that as on target. Oh, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Substitute in 69 minutes.
And it's another striker. So they're clearly going to take off the striker that's on.
Yeah, we can't go 2 strikers. He can't be listening
just doesn't.
to my...
Did you see Dodds?
Dangerous ball. Oh! That's got to be a foul on the keeper. He got his hands to it.
Oh, I'm not sure. Is that Billy Sharp?
Sharp's on, yeah.
So
he got his hands on it.
Oh. Sharp knew exactly what he was doing. He was thinking, I'm going to go for a penalty here. He just got himself in front of Patterson and then claimed the foul. But Patterson's allowed to jump over him and grab the ball, which he does. Patterson has 2 hands on the ball over the top of Sharp.
Yeah. Difficult call for the ref, but yeah, that was an impact for Patterson. It's a Hull corner anyway, the comeuppance of that, everyone.
Patterson's
Hull set up.
I don't want to say he's lucky, but he did well for getting 2 hands on the ball so that the ref didn't have to make a decision. That's a quick routine free kick. Are we going to get it away? No. Back
out to the no!
Oh, it's in. Hull have taken the lead. Is it a deflected shot from Carvalho? It looks that way. It was a short corner. came back out to the guy who took it, swung it in. Carvalho on the volley. It doesn't look like it went in cleanly, I want to say. I think there might be a deflection involved from the angle that the keeper dived to where it went. But
from a foul on the
look.
keeper to a set piece with a goal.
Yeah, let's have a look here. So came back in. Sorry, it went back out he swung it back in. Tyler Morton
hit?
to Carvalho. Oh, it comes off Dan Neil. No, Dan Neil tries to head it away and inadvertently headers it into the far corner past Patterson. So it's going one post. Patterson goes for it, and then it completely goes the other way.
That's going to be classed as an own goal.
I don't know. It's probably still on target on that post, but it's just.
Let's see some passion now, lads. This is the trigger. If nothing comes of this now, if you can't pick yourself up,
Hamir on.
Even with the goal, he's not rethought that and put 2 strikers on. He's kept Ekwa on the pitch, who's just, what are you doing, Ekwa? Get up!
Russell DC, g'day from Australia, lads. Couldn't find a live stream and yous are doing an excellent job. Sounds like an absolute bloodsher of a game, and Hull just scored. That's just great. Mike, you need to update their score.
Oh, Dave, yeah.
Yeah. I'm wishful thinking to still be at 0-0. So Rushan's off. Hamir's come on to, well, hopefully. Are we going to swing any crosses in for him? Because pre-season, that's all he was there for. He was on the end of every single cross, heading it in, and then we'd never bothered playing it one for him. But thank you, Russell, for your comment, by the way.
Wouldn't you go for 2 strikers at this stage, though? So Hamir's getting his first touches now. He takes it past 3 people, lovely, and he gives it to Ekwa in the centre.
Lovely,
puts
that.
It out left. It's now with Clark on this left-hand side. Clark looking for a way through. Puts it back to Ekwa in the centre. A bit of a dangerous pass there. 1-2 with Neil, I think, in the centre. Then to Pritchard. Pritchard swings one in, floating one towards Hamir, but Hull get to it. Kick it out. Lots of pressure here from Sunderland. Pritchard manages to pick it up, a loose ball in the centre again. Oh, and Selt with it in a dangerous area. Is he going to swing? No, he gets tackled just at the wrong time. All the way back with 09 in our own half. So that was a good bit of pressure that from Sunderland. We want that intensity from the start, not like 73 minutes in.
Are you changing the score?
Did I not do it? I did it and then didn't show it. Yeah, I did change it. Right, just Clark with it just inside their box now. Puts it out to... Oh, it's shooting this. Oh, yep. Sorry, that commentary went a bit skew with because Ekwa finally had a shot after about 7 games, but it went.
But it was a right-footed shot, so it's probably not the best from him, as you can tell. High and not at all handsome over the bar. Just, I mean, I don't. We've clearly picked up the intensity a little bit. They're going back to show if there should have been a foul on the keeper. Patterson had 2 hands on the ball, and then Billy Sharp jumped on him. So to me, that's a foul. And from the resulting corner, they get a deflection. You're right, it's probably an own goal off Dan Neil. Might have just been going wide. Deflection, and it goes in.
Oh, dangerous attack there from Hull, but 09 manages to rescue something from that with Hugh. Now with
the only
Ekwa.
thing that's on the ref side is it's not clear enough that Patterson... Like, do you know what I mean? It looks like a coming together in real time. But when we've had the replays on it, it's clear to see he's got 2 hands on the ball in midair. So therefore, it's a foul on the keeper. Yeah,
the times we want VAR. It's Pritchard with it in the centre now. Unfortunately, it's a heavy touch and it gets away from him on the pass. Comes all the way back out. Sunderland still enjoying the possession here. Ekwa with it now. Back to 09, I believe. I can't see. I'm on blur vision.
Was Tony out a good idea? Is Beale the man for the job?
No.
I mean, no to both of those parts there, Clarets. Is it Clarets? I used to like
Clarets.
Those mints were really nice Clarets.
Clarets is Burnley, isn't it?
No, Clarets are those mints you used to have that were square. Come on, everyone's got to get that.
Clarets. I can't
Clarets. Yeah, what? You're older than I am as well.
I'm too young for that.
You're older than I am. I just look older than you.
I was about to say I'm too young and you fucked that up instantly.
You're older than I am. You look younger than I do. It's what happens when you can retain hair.
You say that. I had alopecia 2 years ago. Clark with it now on the left-hand side. Tries to deliver one in. Oh, it's a stray ball just trickling across their box, but everyone had committed to the short one. Nobody was
Everyone had gone to the 6-yard line instead of waiting on the penalty spot.
Out to Ballard now. Ballard with it at the back in the centre to Ekwa.
I thought Tony was doing good apart from a blip personally. Yeah, I didn't think he was doing anything wrong. We were all starting to question bits and pieces, but I wouldn't say we were all like, he's got to go, we're not getting anywhere. I think we were all starting to look at his hands are being tied by what he's got rather than the rest, if that makes sense. My stream's gone off a minute, so I'm just reloading.
It's Clark with it now on the left-hand side, looking for a way through. Out to Pritchard. Pritchard's going to go for a shot, gets deflected off a Hull player. Hull come up, head it out. Only goes as far as, I want to say, Hume on the left. To Pritchard. Pritchard got it now. He's got Jack Clark behind him, but he goes for the delivery into the centre. Oh, and it's straight into the keeper's hands. They're definitely trying to find Hamir with these higher balls, which is good. So...
very good. That's something then, at least. So you'll have to talk amongst yourselves at the minute because I have lost the picture.
As it's showing us the table on Sky Sports as it stands, we're down to 8th, I think, in the league.
Just what you want.
Yeah, also up now with this goal kick. All the way out for a Sunderland throw. Nobody got a touch on that. 09 taking a quick throw here. All the way back to Patterson. Patterson's got Ballard just in front of him for the short one, but he gives it back to 09 on the left-hand side. Just trying to find ways through now. It's with Hume making a run on the left-hand side. He's got a good sprint on him. He goes past 2. He cuts into Hamir, gives it to Hamir. Hamir goes for a shot from miles away. It's a worm burner straight into the keeper's hands. I don't want to say P-roller because it had a bit of power, so it was definitely a worm burner.
Ian Beale's excuses book is getting ready. Yeah, you're probably right there.
Joe, I'll tell you right now, he's done everything right, and it was the players. Just throwing it out there. Oh, he's going to make... Do you know what? He's actually done subs this time, so I'll let him off. And Barr looks like he's getting ready to come on now, and somebody else was behind him there. I couldn't see if that was Pembele or somebody else.
I've lost all streams, so you're on your own at this point.
Right, okay. I'll give you the best commentary I can then at the moment.
You can give me commentary. I'll just sit here.
Welcome to Radio Mike. Sunderland have regained possession on this left-hand side. It's to Pritchard, but Pritchard loses it. He's got a lot of men around him now, Pritchard. Hull going down like a feather touch from Ekwa, looking for a foul. Ref wave tells him to get up. And a stray ball just goes out to the middle of nowhere. It's a Sunderland throw on the far side, and Hull's manager's on the pitch like a Sunday League manager shouting at the referee. Here's our 2 substitutions, and it is Pembele and Barr that's going to be coming on, but not just yet because we took that one quickly. It's with Hume to Clark on the left-hand side. Clark looking for a way past his man. He takes it past him, and he gets pulled down by him. That's a foul, and that's a double foul, and that's the guy that's on a yellow card. What is going on here, ref? How many times? It's the captain, Coyle. That's 3 fouls since he's had the yellow card. But the ref doesn't look like he's producing anything for that. Free kick over on that far side. Again, in a dangerous area. Yep. Blatantly grabs hold of him twice and throws him down. He should have been off there. That was your second yellow. If he wasn't on a card, that would have been a yellow straight away. Pritchard setting up now for this free kick. Ballard, the target man, 3 people around him. Pritchard now swings one in. It's low and it's hard. Hull's head gets to it and it comes out as far as Hume, who gets a head back in. It gets a looping kick into the centre. Pritchard's with it now, just on the edge of the box. Tries to deliver it again. It keeps getting a deflection of Hull player. That comes out to Dan Neil, who literally scores a field goal.
Still got nothing at the moment, so I'm looking at restarting it.
No worries. Yep, we've got Pembele on. Ekwa off, and Bar on, and Sealt off. Took Selt off. I mean, he's probably been the best defender, close to one of the best defenders out there. But at least he's going more attacking with it, I suppose. Pembele's a bit more of an attacking player.
Yeah.
He's got some runs in him, so positive changes, I think, from Beale. He's not redeemed himself by a long shot yet, but at least he's making changes. It took him till 80 minutes to do that one, but at least he got one done at 60-odd minutes. Back into play now. Goal kicked for Hull. Comes out as far... Oh, it manages to sneak through, but luckily Ballard's there to clean it up at the back. Back to Patterson. Patterson under pressure. Puts his foot through the ball. Looking for Hamir. Finds Hamir. Hamir drops it to Pritchard. Pritchard trying to take on his man now. And he turns in, but he's still under pressure. Dinks it through his legs. Lovely little... Owes him 50p for that meg there. It's to Bar. Bar gets absolutely stomped on and ran over. And no fouls given, but he manages to come back with the ball somehow. That was crazy. Pembele with it now on the right. Dinks one through. Lovely little ball through to Bar, I believe. Bar tries to dink one up to the corner. That was great play between Pembele and Bar there. Little 1-2. Lovely. Nice to see. They didn't expect Pembele's pace then. He literally just... Yeah, Bar cuts through the centre. Look at the Pembele's pace running into the box there. If he'd have got the ball back to him, that could have been square on for a goal. Nobody does the, if anyone plays FIFA, nobody does the run at the keeper, do a little dink to the side and score. Why don't they do that in real life? They always go for glory. The easy goal's there for the taking.
Come on, I want to get the stream back
Substitution for Hull. Carvalho coming off and McGlowan coming on. McGlowan. There's no C in it, but yeah. Scottish guy that looks very surprised, like he's had a facelift, is coming on. Straight into a dancing match with Ballard as Pritchard sets up for this corner. O'Nine's having tug of war with somebody's shirt as usual. It's low and hard each time from Pritchard and pulls the first one to it. We've got nobody on that front post, so why are we delivering them corners like that? Nobody's even running into it. If you notice with Hull's set piece that you saw before, they had 4 in a line. That's an old, I think Man United from the noughties used to set up like that because it was in a playbook that I used for my Sunday League team once. And the one time I trained them to do it, and they did it during a game, we scored. And then after that, they couldn't remember what they did. But it is actually a really good... This is the training ground stuff that people should be working on because it does work. There's a reason teams like United, when they were winning trebles, did these things.
Yes.
Yeah, our set piece routine in the training ground must be just cause chaos, pull shirts, and hope it lands to you. Right. Not much is going on. That's why I'm talking crap. Right, but it's with Bellingham now. He's on the right-hand side. Dinks one to Bar. Bar on the right. Under pressure from Hull. Back to Bellingham. 1-2 between the two of them now. Back to Bellingham. Bellingham in the centre. He's got Pritchard with him. Delivers to Pritchard. Pritchard tries to get one through to Bar. Trails, but it goes for Pembele. Hull player slides in. And it somehow hits off Pembele's shin. It goes out for a goal kick. That was almost a mistake we jumped on. We are at 84 minutes and it is Sunderland 0, Hull 1. If you are still with us, you are a hero watching this.
I'm back on.
You're back on. We've got 5 minutes to find something here. We've got literally, if we played at the rate we're playing now throughout the entire game, we'd be dominating. But it took us to go a goal down to actually find something. Right, goal kick all the way back, ends up with Ballard, and then it ends up back with Patterson. How far are you in front or behind?
I'm they've just put the lottery numbers up. Ballard is on the ball now, plays it out to, or it looked like he was going to play to Pembele. He's turned back around, giving it to Dan Neil.
We're about the same. Yeah. Dan Neil out to the left. Yeah. Clark with it now. 1-2, puts it to Hume. Hume tries to deliver one in, cut out by a Hull defender. This is another corner. What is the stats on our corners, Conrad? How many corners have we had? Because there's got to be a load now.
I think it's probably less than you think from memory, but I will go and check for you, Mike, because I love to check my phone in the middle of things.
I think we had 4 or 5 while you were away.
It's 8-1 on corners. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's including this latest one.
This tells you we should be working on set pieces.
You would
Oh,
think.
what is going on in that box? It goes far, it goes long, and Barr ends up with it on the right-hand side. Barr doing little step overs in front of his man. Gets delivered into the centre. Oh, it's just in and out all the way. Is that Clark with it now? That's a heavy
that's
touch.
too
He's going to run.
far.
Oh, that's
Corner
okay.
there.
We got lucky to get the corner because he wasn't going to get to that. That was a heavy touch.
There's a, I mean, last year Hull got us a late equaliser against us in the 4-4. I'm not saying I'd settle for an equaliser. I think that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Ballard grabs him on the way down as well.
Yeah. Right.
Another corner.
Pritchard delivers this one now. Same position,
Near
but
post
somebody's
flick.
actually there to it.
Bounce
Oh,
off the keeper.
I think he got stuck between two players and just fell to Allsop, and now he's
Keeper
going to
dived on that on his own. Like, so how's he managed to hurt himself?
Did he headbutt the
So-
floor?
I hope so.
I think
Well,
he
he
went
ran
into
into
his
his
own
own
player's
player.
knee.
I mean, well, that's his own fault.
It's even better in slow-mo.
If we
Dazed
weren't
and
losing 1-0, I'd have
confused.
found that more funny. But he literally, imagine diving at someone's knee at force, colliding.
Bridge of his nose. Another change there. Sayamanash is come on. I'm not going to say that again. So, but Hull.
Hull almost seem to be not celebrating on the bench, but they seem to be congratulating each other so far. So maybe they're thinking the job's already done.
Yeah, they are starting to look at the time wasted option now. Emir running, giving the. What's their manager called? He's very animated, isn't he?
Liam Rossigna. That's what I offered earlier on. I said
Yeah,
Liam Rossigna.
Rossini, that's it. Yeah. They don't pay him enough to get teeth whitened by the look of it.
No, they do for their players though when they've got jaws on the pitch.
Oh my God!
Patterson, what's he doing?
Jesus Christ! Oh, that is
Got away with
very
that one.
lucky.
Got away
That
with
is
that.
very lucky for anyone that just got our reaction there. Patterson kicked one out straight to a deflected onto a Hull
I think it was
player.
Billy Sharp. He just launched it straight at him, and he wasn't even outside the box, and he hit him with it. Another yellow card for a Hull player, though. What's that now? 9.
I'm hoping 4 or 5 minutes added time at the end of this, so we'll see shortly.
I mean, earlier on, I wasn't hoping for any added time, but
There should have been a red, to be fair. That double foul on Clark.
Clark's
now
left
on the
side, taking on the
Hugo.
right back again. He's just got nothing. Just too many bodies. It does look like Hull have everyone back behind the ball, back across to Ballard. No 9 are passing it back and forth. Dan Neal's back with them too as well. They've got 3 options there. Clark again. They're all out to Jack Clark. He swings it in. It's come to Hamir, lays it off. The Hull player gets in the way and they scoop it clear. There's no Hull player out there, so it's literally just Sunderland running to get the ball. We're on 89.5 minutes, just about. Barr inside, gets pulled back. Nothing
Lost the
given.
boot.
He has lost the boot. So is the ref given a free kick? Or what happened there?
I'm not sure. I thought it was a shin pad at first when I saw it flying.
I don't know about you, Ray, but when your shoes come off, I can't just slop them back on if I've tied them up.
No, it's them.
The boot's really loose.
Clark with it
taking
now.
him on. Oh.
Got
Neil swings it in, headed clear. Is he going to win the header? He takes it down, tackled on the edge of the box, but they come away with the ball. Hull kicking it out for a throw in.
Nope. Didn't go out, did it?
5 minutes added on. Oh, it hasn't gone out. No, you're right. Ballard's bringing it back. 5 minutes to go until Beale out is trending.
Yeah. Maybe Mvia can come in as manager.
Why not? He's only 33. He's the same age as me. And I know I look 45. Clark, long ball in Hamir. Oh, doesn't quite get on it. Who's wrestled on the floor? Someone's still being held down. Why do they not fit? I don't want to see the goalie. I want to see the player who's fouled. Or might have been fouled. I don't know. So Hamir ran in. Number 4's got a hold of whoever that Sunderland player is there. Ballard.
Ballard, yeah.
Mm.
How's Ballard that far forward?
Well, it's emergencies at this point, isn't it? Just everyone. How's the keeper still got the ball? He's had that for about a minute now. Keeper launches it. 09 wins the header, but it's going out for a whole throw-in halfway into our half as well.
We've got 4 minutes of time wasting to go.
I don't think we're going to get another chance. Carvalho on the bench, probably thinking he's already won a game in one of his first games for Hull. We should have been all over a player like him coming from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Couldn't get Diallo. If we were looking at Diallo this whole time, we needed to have a look at another option in case he couldn't come, and he should have been it. Basically, when Liverpool said we're willing to let him go out on loan, we should have been knocking their door down.
There's a few leaving the stadium alike, but nobody's leaving in droves yet. I don't know if that's because they're committed to the end or if they're frozen to the seats, one of the two. But
nice little interchange between Pembele and Bars got us into their half. 3 minutes to go. Backwards throw into 09. Plays it across to Ballard. We're all in their half. It's just we can't do anything. Clark running at Coyle. Coyle's cut him off again. Is that going to be a corner? It is a corner.
That's Neil playing at the back where Ballard should be. Ballard's up front.
Well, that'll do. But, I mean, he's a threat in the air, isn't he, if anything?
There we go. Corner. We've made nothing of every corner. Can we make one of this last corner now? Come on.
Come on, Hamir. Get on the end of this. Or Ballard or Patterson's up. We've got both goalkeepers in blue in the box. Corner comes in. That's a really high one. Doesn't get to anyone. Clark gets on the edge of the box, plays it back out to Pritchard.
Patterson's staying up there.
He's going to get another go. Delivers it in. It's a bad ball. Back to Pritchard again. Clark's got it. Patterson's retreating now. I think realising where he is. Clark.
Oh, come on. What
That's
for?
a shocking decision, referee. So Clark beats his man. The man falls down, and he's given a free kick against Jack Clark. I think he's saying because he put his arm in his... Did he put his arm in his face? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
His shoulder was getting pulled,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, the guy had hold of him. He does swing his arm back in his face, I will say. That's the only thing I can think. But that is a dodgy time to be giving a free kick away like that when we're on top and they're trying to waste time. That's a dodgy decision to give. He does have a big red mark. In fairness, the lad does look like he's been hit in the face. He's just got
but I think he was getting pulled by the shoulder and he was trying to shake him off. I don't think the free kick's harsh, but I think the yellow card's harsh.
Yeah. Emma Hansen, we are shite. Yes. I would say Beale's made us that way, though. I wouldn't say these players are, though. They're just being coached very poorly. And we know from last season and bits of this season, we know what happens when they're coached well. That's the worst bit. Right, just under a minute to go. Patterson plays it out. Hume just slowly going forward. Long ball forward, looking for Hamir. It's going to drop to the Hull ones. Pritchard wins a header. Pritchard and Barr halfway down. Bellingham ran away. He ran away from the ball. What a tackle. Dan nearly wins it back and he loses it immediately. Yeah. Oh, we've won it back again. Clark, final attack, left-hand side. He's got the two players with him again. Takes them both on, gets into the box, cuts it back. It's gone for another corner.
It's the last seconds. I've got a funny feeling Emma might have already watched this because if she's on live Sky and we're streaming, she might have already seen the final whistle. So
she'll be at the game, won't she?
Is she there?
Yeah. I assume she's at the game.
Well, she's definitely live then, so
yeah.
She won't have any lag there.
Free kick comes in. Is that Sunderland play? No, the other keeper's got it. Oh. Right, Hume floating header back into nobody. What was that about? That's got to be it. Yeah, game over. It's 1-0 to Hull City. Emma said just left the ground. So in the game did a while ago.
Yeah. How long before Beale out is trending on Twitter?
Is
everyone too scared to do it in case they get?
No, I think it's just so bad, and there's no sign of it getting any better. I mean, we've been live for what, 2 hours, and we've had about maximum of 14 people watching us. But I've had fun. It's always nice to watch the Sunday matches when you've got other people either watching with you, commenting, or at least got someone else watching it with you, like yourself.
Yeah, someone to share the misery with.
Yeah, that's what being a Sunderland fan's all about. You're sharing the misery. Right. Well,
Beal out. Heard it here first, says Emma.
Beal in. Sorry, I meant out, says John Murray. Is it that the Beal hokey cokey is well and truly kicking off?
Yeah.
Hey. Well, should we wrap it up? Because there's no point staying on with that.
We could stay on for a few minutes for a bit of a summary, because this is when people will join to say how shit Beal is.
Yeah, if you're all joining on now, just give us your thoughts on Beal. We'll give you 5 minutes to do so.
Yeah. So yeah,
Haribo, Beal out. We've got 3 Beal outs so far.
Yeah, we've got a consensus. Are we taking John Murray's as in? You know, you got to go with your first answer, right? We're up to 20 people joining in now to tell us their opinions and stuff like that. Probably there's a few Hull fans in there as well, maybe.
Why not?
But yeah, Michael Beal surprised me by making a sub at 60-odd minutes for a change, but then waited till the 80-odd to make the actual decent change. Do you think Barr should have started for you?
Probably, but for me, I wouldn't have started Roos in, but I know I want us to play a striker, but I just don't think he links well with our play, or at least not at the moment. But that's it. We seem to be playing better without any. We don't play better without any strikers. We still play shit no matter what. But if I knew what Beal was doing, you could try and understand the best way to play. But because you have no idea what he's doing, and I don't think he does either, you don't know where the fix is coming from. You know, normally you'd be like, oh, well, if Mowbray had done this, this is what we should do to fix that problem. I genuinely don't know what it is. He's dragged all creativity out of this team. So even our good players and creative youngsters, in someone like Dan Neil and Bellingham and Clark as well, they're just non-existent because of this shite style of football.
Yeah. David Brown says, Beal out, Speakman demoted, KLD given a crash course in running a football club. Sounds like a plan. I know some of the fans met KLD and people were waiting for answers, but I believe what I've just seen...
I think they said they had to keep the what they discussed to like a secret until they could release minutes or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what I've seen is that they were limited on what they could discuss as well. It's nothing to do with on the pitch. So the only questions will be asked.
That's really good then. Like, let's ask that. What the fuck was the decorating of the stadium for? Yeah.
But it's apparently they were limited on what they could ask, which I expected it to be censored in some way. Haribo, he will take us back down.
Marion Carl Taylor, take out my eyeballs and fry them in ginger. Pathetic. Yeah. That's. I don't know if I could have summed up watching this game as well as that, if I'm being honest with you. That is exactly what it felt like.
That's brilliant. That's the comment of the evening.
Yeah, there hasn't been many, but that was it. Oh, she's done another. That's an even better one.
Beal's out clueless. We've got 35 now. That's more than we had during the game. So make sure you get your opinions in, because we're not on for long, because Conrad's about to fall asleep and I've got to run around the block to wear out this pre-workout.
Speakman has to answer for the Beal appointment. I think they all do, mate. We were saying that during the game. I've never known, now it's Beal out. But before the game, it wasn't Beal out. It was just Beal's wrong. And that's what we were all saying about the ownership and the model. It's like, you've picked the wrong bloke. Like, this is not the way to go with it. We all wanted to play like Will Still or somebody else, but no one ever wanted Michael Beal. Yeah. And now we're sort of stuck here, as per Reed would say, weak as piss. Yeah.
This is the thing. I think if we'd have got an appointment that was completely out of character, or like I was joking about getting Arca in and stuff like that. Even if we'd have gone for someone like that, an ex-footballer who's just starting out in management, like when we give Keane a chance, he wasn't that experienced. that would have been a better appointment because they'd have had ambition. Beale just doesn't seem to. He did a terrible job at Rangers, accordingly, and you think he'd have thrown everything into all the passion into this to show he can do the job. Who's going to hire him after this?
I don't know. But I also think it's like as bad as I think he is, and I do think he's bad. I also think if you're voluntarily coming into a club where they're like, you've got no power or nothing, you just play with what we give you, it doesn't help. So we're cutting off good managers and good team motivators and tacticians just because we don't want them to have a say in transfers or the players or anything like that. So that's not a great bit either. Like, you're sitting there now and you're going, right, you can have Pep Guardiola. This is pie in the sky, of course. You can have Pep Guardiola or you can have someone, I'm trying to think of the like, who basically just gets given players. But do you know what I mean? Pep didn't make Man City just by going, oh yeah, just give me what you want. He speaks to them about the players. Of course, they have unlimited resources. I'm not saying we're like that, but like most managers want to be a manager. They don't want to, hello, Cat. They don't want to, go on, down you go. They don't want to come in and have their hands tied because if this goes wrong, normally the first line of blame falls at a manager.
Yeah.
And why are they going to have to take the fall for it? And then when we used to go for people like Roy Keane, even when we got Alex Neil, even he said, oh, it was to do with money. But I half think it was to do with he didn't want to work under a model that told him this is who you have to have.
But does he avoid that pressure, the fact that he's not a manager and he's a head coach? Does he avoid the same sort of pressure that a manager would be under?
No, because because the thing is...
From the board, not from the fans, I mean. You know.
Maybe from the board, yes, but after a while, they're going to be sitting there thinking the longer this goes on, the worse our decision looks.
Yeah.
Like, it's
10 o'clock announcement. It's 10 o'clock already, so maybe an announcement. We had a 10 o'clock announcement from Mowbray. Maybe we'll get a similar sort of thing.
What's he had now? Someone said the other day, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, which is now 3 losses.
But it's not that. It's the style of play. It doesn't look like he's got the dressing room.
Even the 2 wins, we scraped by against Hull and we were shit for 85 minutes, scored a goal, and that was it. And then the other one was, who did we beat? 2-3-0 or something like that at home.
We've got 56 people in here now. I know we didn't get the win, but if you could give us a like, it would help us out a lot and it'll inspire us not to be completely depressed. It'll feel like a win
if you like the channel and you subscribe. That's probably the best way of saying it.
That's the best way of saying it.
If you
John
truly
Murray says,
feel out, then like this stream and subscribe. That's probably the best way of doing it.
That sounds like clickbait to me. That John Murray says Beale is there to talk shite while Speakman balances the books. So yeah, where's the books going though? Where's that money going? What are they doing on the training ground? Alan Taylor says, but that's supposed to be where Beale shines. He's supposed to be a good coach, right? That's what he is, apparently, allegedly. But you know, what's going on there at all? So
it's just bad, really bad. Like, you know, like the worst thing is sometimes when you think players aren't trying or they're just not on the quality, it's a completely different feeling when you're like, you're just bad at this. And we know the players aren't bad at this because every one of them out there, we all sort of go, he's actually been really good at a time or he's got this raw ability about him. So it's got to be the way they're being set up, the way they're being coached, the way they're being trained to just make them worse and make them not, what's the word? Not like as creative as they were, not as open as we were, because we all loved our football last season. We scored some of the best goals across all of Europe last season with our passing and movement and quick play. And now it doesn't look like we can pass 2 times to each other before we lose it or before we just launch it out of play at somebody.
Yeah, this is the problem. Gary Robson says relegation form. Yeah, undoubtedly. I think, we're judging very quickly. If this had been Mowbray, losing to Ipswich and losing to Hull, it's not like bottom of the league teams, right? So how bad is this? I mean, is there still going to be people saying give them a chance because it's hard fixtures, or should we be challenging every... Give us Dodds ball the rest of the season and then go and get Will
Well,
Still.
I
Or
mean-
Dodson Ball, yeah.
Did he won 2 and lost 1, did Dodds, earlier on? I'm trying to remember now. It feels like a lifetime ago. But against Leeds, he did all right. And against West Brom, I want to say he did all right. 2 hard games, and then he lost the away one, I believe. But what's this one?
Yeah.
I don't think
Beanberg,
it's
man.
the transfers. I just think Beale has a say on the team. I don't think Beale has a say in the team either. Job isn't on the ball. And he looks off the pace, yet he still plays every game. We were saying that before. We were like, it'd be so interesting to see if that's actually true, because every one of us is saying, just give him a rest. We know he's a good player. We're not saying that, but just give him a break. Like, just take him out of the game for a bit. Even if you took him off and brought him on at 70 minutes in another game, just give him a rest. And they just refuse. They refuse to do it.
Yeah. Beale gameplay is shocking. We got to get rid of, says Harry Ball.
Yeah. I don't think they will, though, just because it's too early into his tenure. But he's shocking. Alan Taylor just said, why wasn't Rigg given a chance? We literally said this earlier on at about half time. We went, this midfield 3 is not doing anything. Ekwar's not been the same since the dead leg. Bellingham's off the boil, like we've all just said. And Dan Neil he's trying, and he's clearly a quality player, but it just doesn't work him on his own. So what do we need? Let's just be different and unpredictable. Right, Chris Rigg, young, puts effort in, clearly wants to do well. Get him on for Job, get him on for Ekwar. Let's mix it up a bit. Bennett, we've all been going, where is he for the past 3 or 4 months? He's on the bench. Why didn't we see him tonight? Like, even when they went 1-0 up, you were like, do you know what? The attack wasn't working. Let's get him on.
Yeah. And he took Selt off. I don't think that was the right decision. I know Pembele gives you a better attacking option, but your better attacking option was they had Hamir warmed up just before the goal. And when that goal went in, he should have gone, wait, 2 minutes, and rethought that then and thought, right, let's leave Rusyn on. Let's get Hamir on. Ekwar's the liability or whatever. Or, or go to 3 at the back. Whatever he decided to do, that's your point where you make it more attacking. Not then wait till 80 minutes before you make another change.
Yeah, he hasn't got a clue. He just hasn't got a clue. And, I mean, I don't even know what to say. He's just shocking, man. What's Tom Wallace said?
It's on the big screen, if you can see it.
I've got my gigs on. I still can't see it. We'll get there in the end. Just smile at the great live stream. It has been tonight with you and Conrad. My night would have been so down and lonely without the company of SAFC Fan TV. That says, oh, Tom, thank you, mate. That's really appreciated. When all we had was like 6 people watching.
Tom must
and
have been
6
one
of
of the
them were
faithful.
me on my
We've got
iPad and my
68
phone.
in now, though, so don't forget to hit like before we all leave you. That would be great.
If you truly be out, all subscribe and hit that like button. That's the best way of saying it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to dislike the stream just so I can like it again. That's how much I won't be allowed. Painful watch. It was a painful watch across all the thirds, if I'm being honest. I don't think, like, even in defence, the few times that Hull got in, it wasn't like, oh, that's class defending that. It was just get rid. Stuart Williams, at the moment, we're going backwards from Mowbray's dismissal. Sorry, I can't read. I don't think Beale has any faith in the likes of Rigg, unlike Mowbray did. Yeah, we were saying Rigg should be tried, because to be like I keep saying about his contract thing, he can freely leave us between now and when he's 17. So I don't know if we're just doing it to be like, well, if we don't play him, no one will want him because they won't have seen him. It's just like, he can freely go regardless. You may as well play him and just go, right, just do what we can. If he wants to go, he can go. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. West Bromwich Albion fan Clyde Wotton, in peace, do you think you could lose Clark and Pritchard this window? I don't think we're going to lose Clark. Pritchard is a possibility. There's a bid in for him, and he's not renewed his contract. Contract talks have gone. So it's a case of, will the club want to get a bit of cash for him at this point, or is he going to see out his contract and we won't get anything for him? So Pritchard's the likely one. I don't think Clark, unless somebody comes in with a silly bid, I don't think Clark will go.
Can't wait to hear the post-match. Well, it'll be something like, well, the boys have trying to put a shift in. It was cold out there, and I just thought, well, got a hats off to Hull Grit. And he's just like, what? Shut up, mate. You don't know football. Like, I'd rather have Lee Johnson than you. Lee Johnson talking about pomos and, like all the other shite that came along with him. At least he pretended like he knew what he was talking about.
DJ Dave says, sorry, go on. You can't blame Clark for getting out of this shit show. Well, you wouldn't, would you? Especially if we got the money for him. You couldn't blame him at all.
No.
Beanburger Man. Hamir looked good holding the ball. Imagine Rusin running off him. Yeah, that would have worked. That's what I'm saying. That's what should have happened.
Rusin's a second striker. He's not a lead the line type of guy. So if we can get Hamir actually play more. And you know what? They swung a few crosses in for him, and he looked like he was trying to get on the end of it. Like, unheard of that you swing crosses in for someone who's good in the air and he tries to win them.
Yeah, heard you the first time, Dave.
No, but it's so good you can say it twice.
Yeah. Darren Harden, not sure how we get out of this mess. Players look flat, no confidence in the manager. Crowd has started to turn. This is what we were saying. 79 people with us now. If
you'll bail out, like and subscribe.
Yes, everyone for bail out, make sure you like the
and if
stream.
You bail in, like and subscribe.
Let us, if we don't get to your comments on this, because we will both have to go shortly, please leave the comments on the videos and we'll try and address them on our Thursday night show or on our extra time show. Either way, if you've got a good point, we will definitely try and raise it in them shows. One here from Alan Taylor, 4-2-3-1 not working, no plan B. Why aren't they trying 4-4-2? I've just had a message off of Copley, who came on our chat the other day, and he said Sunderland fans are chanting, "You're getting sacked in the morning" at Michael Beale. Oh, I hope one of our fan TV crew have got a video of that in the crowd. That would be nice to do. Upload
what did we say? So we've had one FA Cup game, which doesn't count. We've had 3 defeats in the league. We've had a draw, and then we've had 7. No, I can't count. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 7 games. He's had 7 games, and we're already going out. Like, out. If that doesn't say it all, I don't know what more sign the board need to know. The thing is, they can't. The one thing the board can't deal with at the moment is they're already on the sort of they're already on a bad position because of the painting the stadium and the red carpet that we rolled out for Newcastle. For them to suddenly sack Beale and be like, yeah, we got that wrong too. There'd just be too much to just be like, you got all of this wrong all at the same time. Like, you're clearly incapable. We have then, if you think back to the ticket issues at the start of the season and people just getting blank cards and stuff like that, you then got the whole club shop fiasco that just goes on every time. You're just sitting there going, does anybody know what's going on? Like, I'm not saying they were any good, but with Donald and Medfin, at least you knew where you stood. They were just taking money out of the club and closing things, but that at least you knew that's what was happening. Whereas this way, you just go, I don't know what you're doing. It's just, does anybody know what's going on in there?
Well, hopefully this is what this fan Q&A will reveal. Sorry. You want to read that one while I die?
Last 2 games lost by 2 corners. What is Beale doing in training? Well, Mike was saying this before. Like, the amount of corners we had and the amount of things we concede from set pieces, why have we not got anyone on set pieces with the players or anything? It's just so poor.
Honestly, I've managed Sunday League teams for like 10 years on and off, and we had better set piece routines than Sunderland's got. It's just like we have no routine. It seems to be. It's like when you first take a team. Like when I first took a different team on Sunday League team, there is no set pieces. They all just clamber and hope it drops to them, and that's how we're playing at this level. It's mental, absolutely mental. Gary Dunn, hit the like if you want Beale, Dodds, Proctor out. Yes, definitely. Thank you. We'll leave that pinned on there in between everyone else's comments. Olympic Rudy. I said after our first game under Beale, I give him 10 games before he's gone. By that time, our season will be over. If Speakman blames fan negativity, then he can go too. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The blame has to land with. They've got to act on Beale very quickly for the blame not to land on their shoulders.
But what do you do now? Because if you get rid of him, do you crawl back to Wilston and like, we're sorry. They gave him a 3.5-year deal, didn't they, for Beale? So they're going to have to pay that off regardless now.
Well, even if you don't go for him, I think what they need to do is bite the bullet and say, nobody's going to come in as a head coach now. Nobody at that level. We have to offer them a manager position. We have to give them a say. We have to be a bit more flexible. And if that means losing half our backroom staff to bring somebody's staff in, that might be what's needed.
Oh, it's completely what's needed. It's not what's going to happen.
85 people in. Don't forget to hit like if you want Beale out.
Sky curse again. We've lost 8 of our last 12 matches on live TV. That can't be true, can it?
I don't know.
Well, Ipswich was on telly the other day and we lost that one. We lost this one. Does
we lost to that weird team up north?
It wasn't on Sky.
It was still on telly.
Yeah. Middlesbrough.
I blame our very own Jacob for this, for saying that we've got a good record on Sky and we've not lost many games. And
did you see what he said? So he said that on Thursday. He went, "Oh, we've not lost since the opening day of the season at home on Sky," and it was like, "Oh, I'm glad you're able to forget 4-0 Middlesbrough, mate. As easy as I wish I could." Like, I don't mind speaking, but KLD should allow the manager to with his own coaches. I think that's a combination of them both. It won't just be KLD on his own. That will be a combination of Speakman and KLD together. That.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting. Social media is definitely going to be flooded over the next few days. So make sure you keep an eye on our channel because we will be updating you as much as possible. If it's some quick news and we can't edit a video in time, well, I'll bag a short on there. Don't you worry. You'll be in the know as long as you hit that bell.
Boring football at times, nothing to inspire the fans. We need some determination and fight, not a lesson on how to pass the ball around the back four. Alan Taylor is spitting facts, guys. Tom Wallace, the legend that is. KLD has no money. The family's money is ring-fenced. We will get nowhere with him. Honestly think we need a new owner. Big statement because he's better than what we had. But think we need new ownership. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. I can't disagree with that. It's
Who does this club appeal to at the moment as new owners? Have we got anyone apart from Story? Is it Story that constantly says he's going to buy us? Let's get him in. How bad could it be?
It's oh my god, it's just shocking. All aboard the Gus bus. I mean, by the end, Gus's substitutions weren't very good either. But yes, it's certainly better than Beale. I like the fact you keep going back to Gary's comment. He's getting a lot out of that.
Yeah, Gary's getting a lot of footage here. Yeah,
Keno would sort this out. Well, he would, but he had an opportunity to, and because of this model and owner, he chose not to.
Exactly. Who are you going to attract? Who are you going to?
You can't even attract a manager who said he wants to get back into management, and we were one of the only ones that went back in for him. Like, oh God, I remember all that dodgy stuff from Dell back in the second season under Donald and Medvin. Yeah. Well,
is he going to though? Can you see KLD doing that, thinking I'm going to cut my losses and sell this now? Because, I mean, return on investment, he wants to see us in the Premier League, right? I mean, that's what you'd think. He wants to see us in the Premier League without a budget. That's what he wants.
Pretty much. And I think I said the other week, it was a bit like I'm not saying I don't appreciate everything that KLD and Speakman have done so far. What I'm saying is your model did well, and it got us out of some dark times. And it gave us an absolutely unbelievable season last year, which no one expected. However, that doesn't just mean we can now go, oh, let's just carry on. It's clearly working. It's kind of like you might, like last season was the time in January you needed to invest and back the team because of where we were. This time, we're further away from that, not because of our own thing. I think someone said we were 2 points better off than this time last season, but other teams are better.
I think that might be negated now. I think we're not at that stage anymore.
-1 points to last season, but you just sort of like the time for investment. If you're going to actually go for it, is now. You don't invest massively in the summer and think, because it could go wrong. You're sitting there now, a couple of points away from the playoffs, and you sort of think, just go in.
That is a bold statement.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. No baggage in terms of what happened last season and the harsh memories he left with would say yes. But he's another one now that we look back on a little bit differently, because did he just leave Sunderland or did he leave the stupid ownership thing where he couldn't pick his own players and was being forced to play people?
It feels like we could have a really easy game of that. Would you rather, Steve Bruce or Michael Beale, Mick McCarthy or Michael Beale, Howard Wilkinson or Michael Beale.
Oh, Christ. It feels like, when people do tier lists about who's the best manager and who's the worst one, it feels like we've got a lot of legs in that. But then just instead of just doing it on all of them, just do the bad ones. Who's like not that bad, but like bad, horrific.
Yeah.
Like who's in there?
Yeah, well, that's it. It doesn't matter. Roy Keane says Eugene. Studon said KLD has taken as far as he can. If KLD doesn't sell, then Speakman needs to go. This seems to be the consensus of everyone at the moment. Like I say, Eugene said Roy Keane.
He won't come. He's enjoying his podcasts too much now.
Do you think Roy Keane would be a yes man for anyone, for any club? I very much doubt that.
I don't think Roy Keane would even try to entertain this ownership, and I think he was offered a chance to entertain this ownership, and it wasn't for him.
He probably saw the first page of the term sheet, and he's probably still laughing about it now. Yes. So I think. Do you want to wrap up then?
Yeah,
Conrad, we've got 79 people in. I appreciate you joining us after the stream. Obviously, you're all watching it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and put the comments in. Let us know who you hate if we can't guess. Do you want to say goodbye, Conrad?
Yes, thank you for everyone who watched during the game and more of you that joined on afterwards just to hear us rant on about Beale. So like we said before, if you're Beale out, you need to like and subscribe to this channel. If you're Beale in, you need to like and subscribe to this channel. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Michael Beale out. Oh, hang on, Hector, not a Sunderland fan, but I have a lot of time for Sunderland. Beale is not good enough for you. That is absolute facts. Yeah, so going back to it, thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out on the channel. We might have a review from Jack if he managed to film one at the game. If not, we'll be on again over the next couple of days with an extra time podcast. That'll be me, Mike, and potentially Wayne if he's back from his jollies in Qatar.
If he's healthy and back from his jollies,
there's that as well.
Too well.
Yes, that's true.
Right. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.